Hi guys, welcome back to Guild Chat. This is the second time we are on the show together.
It is.
It's
true.
weird.
It's
very weird.
It's a little weird to be a guest now.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little strange.
All right, you can host. I'm out.
That sounds good. You'll have to update me on what we're actually doing. Can I borrow that?
You can't see my
Okay.
notes. I'm sorry.
I'll wing it,
Yeah,
it's fine.
you stay here by yourself and wrangle Hugh. That'll go really well.
That's a full-time
That's
job.
a full-time job. Yeah.
Right? All right, so Pro Leagues.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
You were killing it.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was really good.
All right.
And stuff like this is why we're not allowed to be in here together.
It's true. Two hosts
So
at
we
the same
announced-
time just doesn't work at all.
It's just too much. I'm like, take it, Josh.
It's like opposites.
And Josh is
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
I was like,
So we announced Pro Leagues, and it was kind of a big thing. So why don't you give us a run-through of what the deal is?
yeah. So it's been kind of a long time coming. We've been working on. I think we've been kind of laying the foundation for the past 3 years or so. It's just a little under 3 years ago. We had some of the first community events run.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Kings of Beta, which I actually shoutcasted, and Masters of the Mist, which I also shoutcasted. I'm just going to be inflating my ego.
Really just starting from
Josh
yours
is like, I did this whole thing
Yeah.
leading up to Pro Leagues, and I made it happen
This is
myself.
all about me.
Suddenly I'm not as worried about
very
you.
modest. Very
Yes,
modest.
indeed. So anyways, we had a lot of really great community events. A lot of guys out there in the community trying to do a lot of stuff, and we've been trying to carry that momentum on the past couple of years. Our big mantra with trying to push the stuff is letting the community kind of push it for us and kind of take things from a grassroots grassroots angle, I guess.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we eventually we did our first world. It's kind of like our first world tournament was the PAX Invitational in 2013. We had Car Crash and Sync.
Yep.
Which was
Oh my gosh, I remember. Yeah.
yeah, that was actually the first month I worked at ArenaNet.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I got hired and then I shoutcasted with Chap. That's when we had the whole
Yeah.
petting zoo.
The petting zoo, the petting
Yeah,
zoo.
it was good times.
Oh my gosh, this is like walk down memory lane.
It is. It is really. It is indeed. And then we had All Stars Tournament. I think was the next one after that.
Yeah,
we
it
had a
was
bunch of
Gamescom.
Tournament of Glory, Tournament of Legends. We had like 300 teams signing up for each event.
Yeah.
Which led us into what was the next thing? I guess the big thing after that was the Go For Cups.
Yeah, go for it.
Which is what we've been running for the past year or so. I think we just had our 50th event last weekend or the weekend before, and that was kind of like the first time that we started focusing on it long term. And it's actually, if you look at, I won't be showing the graph today, but if you look at player participation in PvP, like the week that we started investing, in the Go For Cups, it kind of shows a trend, a very steep trend actually, in terms of PvP participation and engagement over the past year. So it's actually been a great year for us.
The trend is up.
Yes, very, extremely.
It's up.
We had this,
important to specify.
yeah, we started investing and just.
It just plummeted. I don't know what
No,
happened.
it's actually been a great year for us. I know Colin on the forums last week or the week before, talking about how PvP is actually the fastest growing segment in Guild Wars right now, and yeah, it's definitely there. Like it's been an amazing year for us. We also had the World Tournament Series events. We had one in Beijing and Boston, and we finished up last one in Cologne. And now getting back to the main thing to talk about today is the Pro League, and this is really our next step in the evolution of what we're trying to do with Guild Wars 2 PvP on a competitive level.
Okay, so what's the process of Pro Leagues?
So, Mr. Mark, if you're there, we have a sweet little infographic
Please be
that
there.
our art team made, which I'm hoping. There we go.
Yay!
Whoa! Wait, is it?
What?
Oh,
it's
okay.
blinking around.
I think
It's
it's
this
there.
one
It's
that
that
you're
one.
looking at.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, the Pro League is a pretty exciting thing. So, Guild Wars 2 is shifting to seasonal play, at least in a competitive sense. If you guys have been following Heart of Thorns at all, you've probably seen that we are going to be switching to PvP leagues and seasons, meaning that we'll have 8-week PvP seasons where players can compete on our ladders and move up and down and gain prestige and hopefully eventually make it in the Legendary division if they're that good.
Yes.
And our plan is to actually mirror that with the Guild Challenger League, which would be kind of the way that teams break into Pro League, and then have Pro League stacked on top of the whole picture. So basically, Pro League will be a 7-week season where a set number of teams, it'll be 8 teams per region, and they're pre-selected with set rosters, will be competing for $200,000. And the very top teams from the end of the season will move to the season finals, which will be hosted at ESL Studios in either Burbank or Cologne.
Nice.
And then the big overall picture is that after these 2 seasons are up, going into the first part of next year, we'll actually have it all culminate in our first, I'll say, World Championship event. So our first standalone event for Guild Wars 2
man.
PvP, where we have the top teams from all the regions come in and clash for our biggest prize pool in Guild Wars 2 history.
All right, so here's something that we had talked about before. What if we get in there, we get like halfway through, and like Hugh decides he's sick of how bad I am, and doesn't want me on his team anymore.
Yeah, I mean, so the actual the rules for how the league's gonna operate, we're still working on. We actually haven't released yet. I'm working with ESL on that, but it will be really strict because we're putting so much money on the line, and there's gonna be a lot of, I mean, frankly, a lot of money to be made. Essentially, we will be asking for a bit higher. We'll be asking for a bit more out of our players this time around. Making sure that people aren't using troll team names and troll player names. Like right now, there's a player I'll actually reference. His name's Sunfish. He plays on NA, and he has a new interesting name every single week.
It's true.
And I know it makes the caster's life hell, just because he's always got some really troll name that he'll have to say. Another guy named Marvin, for example, has some interesting names. When Our Lips Touch.
I'm not laughing. This is terrible.
Well, yeah, it is. There was an event that Chap and I casted. It was like a year ago.
Yeah,
This is
many
like
moons,
my
many
favorite
moons.
story.
Yeah.
I love this.
And it was really hard for us to cast this because like something would happen with him, and it'd be really hard to reference. It would be like, so Chap, when our lips touch, and it'd be like, that's not what I meant actually. I meant the player that we're looking at when our lips touch. And anyways, it just makes everyone's life really difficult. As funny as it can be.
And then your girlfriend busted in, and everything was
It was a rough time. I had a lot of explaining to do. It was bad.
It was bad.
nice. All right, so how does this work with the in-game systems?
So we previously announced the Guild Team leaderboard, which Hugh's been working on. I brought you here just to be your eye candy.
I know. Thanks, guys. I'm just here for.
I bring Hugh everywhere with me. He was my hype angel.
the hype angel.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm barely holding on.
I know.
Because this is so exciting.
If he does, he'll just float up to the ceiling.
Oh, we should have got wires.
I know.
Sorry.
We'll get a seatbelt for Hugh.
Yeah,
when he
so
comes
the
on
chair
show.
starts lifting. Like.
So anyways, like I mentioned before, we're actually closely mirroring what we're doing with the Pro League with in-game systems. So at the same time that we have our PvP League going on, the Pro League will be going on, and also the Guild Team Challenger League, or the Guild Challenger League rather, which was formerly known as the Guild Team Leaderboard or Guild Team Ladder. So basically, at the end of Season 1, to get in, what you need to do is be the very top team or one of the top teams on the Guild Team Leaderboard. The terminology is killing me.
I know.
We just
Guild Challenge.
Now that we announced it to everyone, it's kind of hard to remember the
Can we
terminology.
change
Yeah, let's just back up. Mark, if you could just bleep out that whole section just then.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
We'll edit out the YouTube version.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the way live TV works. Is,
They can't hear me right now, right? We're
No, of
recording
course.
this?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
just all recording.
yeah.
Anyway, so the top teams on the Guild Challenger in Guild Challenger League will face off against the bottom teams in the Pro League for an opportunity to move into Pro League. A really important thing to keep in mind too is that we're lowering restrictions almost across the board.
That's
huge.
huge.
It's absolutely huge. There's a ton of really talented and gifted players out there that just haven't been able to participate because of age, or they're from a country like Egypt or Antarctica or
anywhere.
wherever else. No, they're not actually from Antarctica.
I'm just pointing out that it's not. Never mind. Go ahead. Carry on. We keep devolving into absurdity. I'm sorry.
That's why I brought the hype angel.
That's right.
That'll
So,
help.
anyways, so now you just have to be 16 years old to participate, which is huge because it used to be 18, and there's a ton of players in that little gap there. As you know, kids like to play video games.
They do.
It's really strange.
It's very weird.
Because mine hate it.
It's a huge phenomenon going on lately. And the other thing is that, again, if you're from Egypt or Antarctica,
Antarctica?
You had it right the first time.
Antarctica?
Yes, we'll just
This is
say.
embarrassing.
it's fine.
We'll edit
It's
it out.
fine.
We'll edit it
I
out.
think
No worries. Yeah, no one
fantastic.
can hear us. No one can hear us. No one can hear us.
Just make sure to edit out when we actually go live.
Usually it's me saying ridiculous stuff, so this is nice.
Anyways, so if you're from those regions, you can actually still, or places or whatever you want to call them, you can still compete, actually. So it's huge. There's a ton of players that have had to turn back,
The doors are open for more people now.
Yes.
Yeah, so the level of competition should rise substantially. With us going play for free in the past couple of months, like a number of players from Brazil, actually, one of our fastest growing areas, now that play for free, can all compete. And I know a ton of players that are actually great players that can actually play now. So
That was just sitting there like, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'd like to
exactly.
do this.
North
It's
America
huge.
before was just Mexico, North America, and sorry, I called North America the United States.
North
Mexico.
America is North America, though, in your defense.
There is one, the United States continent.
Yes. Okay.
No, so players from Mexico, the U.S., or
Canada.
Please be on the show every week.
Beast mode in right
It's
now.
not that I didn't want to host Radio Up anymore. They just booted me off. They're
Yeah.
like, you can never come
Like,
on.
no, that's-
you and you
you've had
together
it-
is
you've had
the
a
worst
time.
thing on the planet.
That's the way we roll.
There's like PR people here, just like
They're
all
like-
monitoring. Yeah.
Cut it. Cut it.
I see a pink slip over there.
Yeah. Someone's literally writing,
like
pushing your desk up the hallway.
unplugging things.
Yeah.
So, Hugh,
Yay! All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Huh?
are you done?
I'm done.
Darn. Okay, so Hugh, we are going to keep developing the game. I mean, we're not done, and we're not just going to drop this and walk away.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have balance changes in the future. How does this fit in with
Pro
Pro
League.
Leagues?
So.
Yeah. No, Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica. Yeah, Antarctica is no. So what we're going to be doing is there's going to be a balance patch 2 weeks before Pro Leagues and the league season actually start.
Okay.
To let that kind of meta kind of adjust itself. Of course, if anything's out of the whack, we kind of have a little bit of time for us ourselves to make sure we adjust anything that gets crazy. But 2 weeks before Pro League start, 2 weeks before the league season start, the Guild Challenger League, all that stuff, all it starts 2 weeks right after that.
Awesome. And when is that?
When do we actually-
Come on.
So,
I was like, wait a minute.
there are a couple key beats you can look forward to. I know week 1 of Pro League is going to start on November 23rd. That may not match our PvP League in-game season exactly, but it'll match up closely in the future. But our open qualifier will be taking place on November 14th, 15th, and 16th. So there's plenty of time for people to get used to. I mean, I don't know if you know, but we're launching expansion next week. Have you heard about it at all?
Trying not to think about that right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So it'll be plenty of time for
Can I
players
get a paper bag to breathe in?
Yeah, please.
plenty of time for players to adjust to the meta, figure things out, for us to balance things.
Yes.
Because there's going to be a ton of new factors for us to look at.
Oh, yeah.
Something I mentioned I would talk about on the show today is something we haven't talked about. Aside from elite specs going in and tons of other stuff that's going to be affecting PvP, we're also going to be putting in new sigils and runes and stat combos.
Yes.
Which should open a whole brand new variety of builds that we haven't even thought of or heard of before. So
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it is going to be an interesting time, but we're definitely dedicated to making sure that any emergent issues that come out that we're not super happy with, that we're going to have time set aside for us to spend addressing those issues.
Yes.
All right. One more question for Hugh.
Yes. Double
Lucky dog.
questions. Yes.
You can just lean in
I'll
front
take
of
a
me.
few
All
for
good.
1,000.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be here. Make some money right there.
Okay.
That's money.
So, World Championship happens. Then we're just done?
Heck no.
Thank you.
It's gonna keep going. Gonna keep going. I mean, the big thing is I think we just want to keep this going as long as we can, right? We want Pro Leagues to be part of just the ecosystem that is PvP. We want tournaments to be part of the ecosystem. We want everything to engage not only the player base, the top guys, but also for the the guys that are coming up to try to get into these things. Have something to look forward to always, right? That progression we want to keep always going for as long as we can.
Yeah, I'll touch on that just briefly.
Sure.
And you actually did amazingly well.
That
I
was
don't think
really
you
good.
you weren't
Thank you.
expecting that one, were you?
I was not expecting that one.
Well, I was trying to feel bad. I was like, he's over here to be pretty.
Yeah.
I got it.
If you got any marketing specific questions, just address those.
Yeah,
with
just
you.
send it to me. I'll put an
Because I've been
email
taking a lot of development ones, so we might as well balance it out. Something that we've mentioned in a couple of the interviews that we've done with like Fortune and Forbes is that this is a long-term play for us. We're only announcing up to the World Championships this year, and we're still kind of being vague on the details because those are still being worked on, and we want to make sure that we give a really big announcement with that later on this year.
just digging for those questions.
But this is a long-term play for us, so there will be things that happen after this, and we really want to make sure that competitive PvP and kind of that sense of aspiration of where you can go and what you can do after the actual in-game leagues and the Guild Challenger leaderboard is still there, and I think it's a really important part for Guild Wars too for us, and we'll continue to work on that as time goes on.
As things go on, too.
As all the
Anything.
things move forward,
Anything goes forward.
time and whatever else.
Space.
Yeah, space, especially space.
Especially space.
Yeah.
So, anything else about Pro League?
Space,
Science.
space confirmed.
Space.
Materia.
Space confirmed.
Oh, no.
Not
Why
confirmed.
would you
Not
do
confirmed.
that?
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
Why would you do that?
Sorry.
Space is off the table. Anything else about Pro Leagues?
I don't think so. I will say shout out to all the players out there that constantly participate in PvP. Obviously, we couldn't have done this without you guys, and looking forward to see what happens over the next year. And again, be really hyped for PvP leagues. I think this is a really exciting thing for us, being able to show off in game how awesome we are compared to everyone else. I'm a particularly egotistical person, so I'm looking forward to that
I am too.
a little bit.
A little
Okay.
bit, yeah.
Something
All
to
right,
look forward
so I made a cool video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you made.
Film materials like on their way here right now. All right, do you want to tell us what this is?
Oh yeah. So this is
Josh's
actually
like, no, you made it.
Yeah, so we're going to transition out of this segment and we're going to move on to something else now. legendary stuff, I think, and
Yeah.
camera things. I don't know. Like,
Cool stuff.
yeah, you guys should stick around and watch.
Yeah.
But anyways, we had our big tournament in Cologne in August, and there's a little recap that we had ESL make for us. So I think it's the first time it's been seen. So enjoy, guys, and thanks
Take it away.
for sticking around with us.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks,
guys. That was fun.
Welcome here to Gamescom, welcome to Cologne, and welcome to the World Tournament Series here for what is sure to be a great day of gaming. We have 4 teams competing for a total of $50,000 across the line. All these 4 teams right now are looking really on point. This could go any single way here.
That's a really great thing for TCG. It's just really calm, really collected. It's a very confident performance, to be fair. Getting the kills, they've got map control. The portal plays are doing, they're very good. Oh no, they've got the rampage, Lord! At 70%, oh my god, look at the speed he's going down at! 50%!
Can they get the Lord?
They're gonna get the kill, but they're gonna get a win, they're not at 350!
It's down!
They're not at 350! They've still got 16 points left! If they die, they will lose points. It is not over. But now that cap comes out, it might just be.
I can't
they
believe
need
it.
to try and pick up the nodes. They need to hold the point, but look who's on node. This is an epic win for these guys.
Yeah, it's difficult stuff there for our Chinese team GLHF, but the Abjured showing why they can be so dominant in these positions. Well played there to the Abjured. They will take the series 2-0.
Yes, and that sadly is the end of the road for the Chinese team. Out of 4, suddenly there are 3 now left.
Orange logo going up against the Civilized Gentleman.
It's heating up in here, just like Maelstrom's Bile, and I guarantee you it's going to get hotter. Hopefully the Mega Destroyer doesn't make an appearance and we have our tournament the way we'd like it.
It looks like this is going to be Orange Logo's game.
And with that, I mean, if Orange Logo, it just takes a few more points here. Moving on into the grand final is fantastic for them against a European rival. We're going to be getting into this between TCG and the Abjured as these 2 teams battle it out. One of them will be going home after this.
The only one we had to practice was Abjured, and we didn't want to practice with them too much because like, you don't want to show too much to your opponent, right? We were really confident going in because we did an incredible job versus them in scrims and such. We went very positive, but there's always a difference between the live setting, and I mean, it's not about what team is the most consistent. So that was really, well, just the fact that they were more consistent would actually matter. Is what changed it.
That's it.
This is the game, and the Abjured have defeated TCG.
Coming up, it is our grand final, of course, the World Tournament Series for Guild Wars 2. It's going to be a rematch from Abjured to make it through, but they have to win 2 best-of-3s in a row to win this one. Orange Logo only have to win the 1.
I feel like, you know, the Abjured are just, there's something about today. Their confidence, they needed to change things up, and they've changed it. They've done what they needed to do. But I think still, Orange Logo, you know, we never know what's going to happen with these boys.
This is looking fantastic for the Abjured. The Absurd have demolished Orange Logo here in game number 2, and they will be resetting our bracket. We will be going on to another best of 3 here.
So whoever wins this series wins. That is it.
Yeah, we have the full reset on our hands. Right now, the Absurd are on the top of the world.
Yeah.
They're on top of the world here. They are 1 game away from being crowned champions.
We are going to see Ron coming into that rampage form though as well, trying to kill these guys so they can get map control, of course. But as again, Orange Logo, as they get those kills around the map, they lose the caps they have.
The Absurd have just steamrolled. They have been on point all day long after getting sent down to the lower bracket, and what a way they're playing this out.
Well, the first series was the really close best of 3 that they won 2 in and we won 1. But we knew that our comp was stronger, like our classes, but we just didn't play well enough. And after we beat the other European team, we were super hyped and we were playing way better. So that's when we got the 4-0 in the grand finals.
It looks like people have stopped.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The World Tournament Series champions recover from the lower bracket all the way through, and they are able to take it. Unbelievable stuff here. The Absurd claim their 2nd World Tournament Series championship.
And welcome back. Lindsay Murdoch is with us. Everybody has been so excited about this show. How long have we been talking about this? I think since like your blog post in March.
Before.
Before?
Definitely before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have had so many conversations, you guys, like just sitting around a table outside the kitchen, like, can we do it yet? Can we do it yet? Is it time? Is it time?
When are they going to work on the effects? When's it going to be ready?
Yeah, it turns out that it's not just you all by yourself making these. And
yep,
there
not
was...
just me.
All right, so we talked about 3 new legendaries.
Yes. So I'm going to be
We
showing
want to see them.
our 3 new legendaries.
Can I say that your characters are beautiful?
Thank you.
They're lovely.
I made them special for this.
Yay!
So we are going to start with the new axe.
We could just do this for a little
yes,
while.
let's, okay.
All right.
Well, why don't I talk a little bit about the story of our new axe?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I got a list here.
Yeah.
So we're good.
So for this new axe, the primary theme to the art and the model is these celestial bodies and this mechanism that's kind of creating a portal to look into the stars. So for our 3 themed collections, here we go. Let me just do some magic. Make sure it is daytime.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here you can see my
pretty sweet
footfalls. My sweet, sweet footfall.
Oh my gosh.
First, I wanted to show you guys what it's going to look like if you only are equipping 1.
That is really, really shiny.
Yeah. I love it. So you can see we've got this gorgeous arm effect that comes up. Now let me hit some stuff.
Is there a moose to be found at all here?
There's a MOA. I generally don't like to beat on poor defenseless MOAs, but I like the lighting here, so
That's fair.
here's how it
You could have had a
goes.
moose.
Come here to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, he's good.
Boom. So for our themed collections, we kind of start off with some ancient knowledge that you'll be seeking, specific to astronomy. You'll be looking into the Jotun, who are kind of were sort of our first ancient astronomers. So you'll be sort of finding researching around the globe, taking rubbings of Jotun runestones, things of that nature.
Nice.
Then you're going to move into, in collection 3, you'll be working on sort of creating a device that's used for star charting. In collection 4, you're going to be kind of powering up your device and then also building star charting gear, and then going around and actually charting constellations. So our own original Tyrian constellations.
I like this. I like the theme of star charting.
Yeah, we were pretty happy with that.
Okay, so how many people did it take to come up with and finalize this theme? I'm super curious. Oh, my word.
Now I'm wielding 2 of them.
What?
Which is,
so is it like
pretty sweet.
Just you?
Huh?
Was it like just you?
Goodness, no.
Lindsay's like, I'm blinded by how beautiful they are.
I'm too busy looking at the pretties.
Okay, so while I'm right there with you.
So we always start off this process with, well, I suppose you could say it starts with the art. We know what it looks like. We know kind of a feel for the visuals. We don't necessarily have the models yet, or we might have something that's partially completed, hasn't gotten its full effects yet. Then myself and a group of designers from the rewards team and occasionally some special guests kind of hole up in a room for an hour to talk about it, to talk about what kind of themes we could see being in the 3 collections.
Nice.
And how those collections kind of build on each other. And then once we kind of have determined the themes, we think about things all over the game that fit into those themes, and just kind of get like a nice brainstorm going on that. Then for most of these, it was Andy McLeod and I would go off and we kind of divvied them up between the 2 of us, and we took our themes and we took our basic kind of actions that have been brainstormed, and we run around the game. We spent a lot of time in game. I know a lot of people saw me running around in game because I like to do my research on live, and I even did things like put myself through the actions that I was expecting a player to do. So if, for instance, I wanted somebody to complete a particular jumping puzzle. I'm not super awesome at jumping puzzles, so I thought I was a pretty good gauge for whether or not it was reasonable to ask somebody to do it. So I would actually make myself do the jumping puzzle, or make myself find a torch and go kill stuff with it, or things like that.
So now that you say that about huddling in a room, I'm remembering walking into a room with a whiteboard for a meeting.
Yes.
And I looked up, because I think I messaged you. Yeah.
This was for Hope. Yeah.
Was this for Hope?
This was for Hope, which I'm going to next.
The thing that stood out to me, I'm looking at the whiteboard going, what happened in here? Because there's just random stuff written everywhere. And at the top right-hand corner, it said, kill everything. So I finally got back to my desk and I messaged Lindsay. I was like, did you just have a meeting in this room for Legendaries?
Actually, I think
I just want to sit here and look at your armor and your weapons forever.
Mustoofs. So.
Nice.
Just show the weapon only real quick. And then I'm going to switch to Hope, our pistol. So we do these brainstorms, then we go off and kind of individually find a bunch of stuff, and then we kind of come back together once a certain amount of those have been designed on paper, and we kind of do a review with a similar group of people who are in the brainstorm, go over everything that we want to put in the collections and kind of say, well, I think this might have too many of this type of thing. Let's try to shift it this way, or this seems a little bit tricky for a player to kind of understand, or whatever, and kind of just do a quick pass on them to make sure that we're happy with what we have, make any adjustments that we need to, and then move on to the next. I mentioned in my last blog post that we had to be really clever about how we built these, because we were on, well, not a short amount of time, but a short amount of time for what we were trying to build. Oops, I don't want to be here because the lighting is crazy.
And there are things that we want to leave a surprise for now.
Oh, my caps lock. I don't know
All
how
right,
to use non-ergonomic keyboards. I'm so bad at it.
We were talking about this right before Lindsay came in. She switched to an ergonomic keyboard and like learned how to type on that.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And now I
Now we
can't
give
use
her-
regular keyboards. It's
We give her
terrible.
a flat keyboard and it just ruins everything for her. Okay, you have to get those chests because they're driving me crazy.
What chests? Oh, my bouncies?
Yep.
There's going to be too many of them. You don't want to actually do that. I'm sorry.
All right, so you guys, I tried.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Okay, you can just
Oh, look
distract
at
me with that.
So, my sweet, sweet footfalls. These are one of my favorite.
And this is Hope, the
footfalls.
pistol.
This is for Hope. Yep. So first, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're wielding one. Boom.
Ow.
Yeah.
This is the one I've been looking forward to since I first saw it.
Really?
Yes. I want this. My thief, she does not even use pistols right now, but I want it anyway. Oh. That is amazing.
I love that. And then,
All right.
swap. So shiny. So
Holy
very
cow.
shiny. Yeah.
That is amazing.
So the story for this guy is all about kind of, you start off sort of apprenticing yourself to a Hylic. I don't really need to kill them though. I mean, I just want to show you the shinies. So you start in Collection 1 apprenticing yourself to a Hylic alchemist and kind of learning the basics of Hylic alchemy and potion making. And testing out those skills. Then in Collection 3, oh look, sweet.
You're a trash collector. Yay!
You'll be looking at more kind of Asuran technologies and researching those and kind of bringing that knowledge together in Collection 4, where you're going to kind of meld the two concepts together. You're going to sort of make these two tubes, the red tube and the blue tube, and which are, I believe it's an alchemical catalyst and transcendent energy, and which when brought together, much like epoxy, creates something new, a violent reaction that is what you are firing. And then you will also be, in Collection 4, crafting a catalytic converter to make it not so dangerous to yourself.
All right, so what's the pattern on the footfalls? I can't figure it out.
You can't figure it out? They're switching color.
So we had like blue, 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 red.
Yeah. So
then,
our artists, we don't really have tech to be able to like cleanly swap from one thing to another. So they were tricksy about it. So there's not really any pattern. It's just going to kind of swap back and forth.
Then I'll stop trying to figure out the pattern and
between
because it's
red
driving me
and
crazy.
blue. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. So this is our our pistol.
All right, so I have a question for you that we were kind of looking at your guys' questions over the past week or so, and I have a question because you have 2 of this pistol.
Yes.
Do you know what's coming?
Yes, I do.
All right, I want to make 2 precursors so I can make 2 of these pistols.
Now that we have the wardrobe, you can skin any pistol with this pistol once you have it. So that kind of covers your ability to dual wield the art. Of course, all the effects come with it when you skin something. But I think people are wondering about 2 things. There's kind of the stat select functionality of a legendary, and there's also the title Twice Told Legend. Twice Told Legend is only going to be acquirable by crafting 2 of the set 1 legendaries. You won't be able to get it with any future legendary weapons. So there's that. But we do recognize that people tend to want to get those sweet stat selecting items. It's really nice to be able to just switch your stats on the fly. And that's definitely a really attractive thing about Legendaries. So we're working on a way for people to, once they have crafted, say, Hope, to unlock a recipe to be able to craft kind of a naked legendary. So just to get that stat selecting item. I'm not sure when that will go in, but that's kind of what we're working on.
So it's not that we just didn't think of it. It's
No,
that we are working on this.
We are working on it.
All right, because I'm going to need 2 of these.
Well, I mean, like I said, once you get one, you got the skin.
I want 2 of the actual. Look, I just really like this, okay?
I see. Okay.
All right, so what else we got?
I'm going to show the staff now, and I know people are really interested in staff melee and how this staff looks in melee. So I have one on this lovely lady.
Yay.
Oh goodness.
While you do, I'm going to just
have to
come over
do
here and
some
cough.
shenanigans.
Excuse me while you do that. Now she's got the right stats.
Now I'm good. All right. So this is Nevermore. I really, really love this staff, you guys.
It is absolutely gorgeous. You guys
really,
did such a good job with it.
Really love it.
I don't think I noticed before the effects spiraling down, and I have been eyeballing this thing for a long time.
These guys, these nice little runes here.
That looks
They get
awesome.
even cooler when I pull it out.
Check it out.
Let me just do that, pull back a little bit. So as you can see, my little pet raven becomes a spirit raven once wielded. And one of my favorite little touches is these little spirit birds that kind of flow up the.
Oh, I didn't notice they were birds.
Oh, it's so cool.
Cool.
All right.
When I noticed when you started wielding it, you have like a little flock of ravens up top.
Yeah. So there is a. I'm not sure if I'll be able to really. There, you can kind of see them. You'll see some of those. You'll see them when you wield the weapon. Pull it out. They kind of swoop down a little bit, and you'll also see them a little bit on the projectile. But let me. So a lot of people, I think, thought that this staff in melee would be a little bit silly. Yeah, I mean, sure, there's some like twiggy stuff going on, but I think it works out just fine. These guys aren't meaty enough for me. I need something bigger. I need to kill something bigger.
You're in Caledon Forest, so
I know.
You're gonna have to lower the bar a little bit. It's just wow. Damn. I really love the Daredevil. All right, here's a Risen.
But I think the streaks are really cool. I don't think it feels particularly bad when you're whacking something with this guy. It's still pretty friggin' sweet.
It is, and I like the footfalls. They're subtle.
Oh yes, so the ever important footfalls.
Some of us have never had a legendary and are still very excited about footfalls.
You can see little fluffs of spirit feathers popping up. I should also show off my sweet arm effect.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Now let me hop to my Mesmer, because she shows this guy a little bit better.
So I already have the staff picked out for my thief, but now I really want this one too.
Yeah, I really love Nevermore. It came out incredible. We have had the base model for a while. People found it a while back because somebody loved it so much they set it up on a test item, which put it straight into the DAT. But we didn't get the effects until much more recently, and I think the effects just really take it to another level.
They absolutely make it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you pointed out all of these little touches because I didn't notice the little trail of birds going up there, and I
yeah.
hadn't seen the runes before. So, all right, so let's see what it looks like ranged. Your character looks amazing. Again,
Thank you.
she looks lovely. Awesome. Hey! Oh, wow.
So now you can see the awesome projectile. I particularly like how it's bouncing between the dummies. I spent a decent amount of time just staring at this yesterday.
It's so beautiful.
I love the projectile. It came out really great. You can also see there's some ravens that swoop down to kind of meet it as it flies out. Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
And again, there's this really cool artifact.
There's a lot going on, and it manages not to be too busy.
Yeah.
That was a hard balance to strike, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow, there are a lot of you right now.
there are 3 of me, which I like, you know, especially if I'm trying to show off a projectile, might as well.
Yep.
Wow. So.
Yeah, okay, I love
this
it.
is Nevermore. The story for Nevermore is kind of taking this spirit and a raven and melding them together. So in the beginning, you kind of have to start small and sort of prove that you're a friend of nature, because this is a nature kind of spirit thing. So you kind of go around doing things to protect nature around the world. Then in Collection 3, you're going to you're chasing down this raven spirit around the world. So you kind of create this object, the subtle spyglass, that lets you kind of see the true nature of these kind of this like raven that you're kind of chasing around the world. So you're going to a bunch of different locations. You'll find a raven there. You'll use your spyglass. And the spirit will reveal itself and run away. And so you're kind of chasing it down throughout the world until you finally catch it. Then in Collection 4, you are taming your spirit. You're sort of doing, there's 2 things that you're doing in Collection 4. You're taming the spirit, showing it your power, getting blessings from Raven, and showing it how things from the mists can come and live in the corporeal world. And then at the same time, you are getting a raven egg, and some people from who play Guild Wars 1 might recognize this a little bit, but you get a raven egg, and you bless the egg. Raven blesses the egg.
I knew that's. I was sitting here listening to you going, wait a minute.
You treat the egg, and you build an incubation box for the egg, and you hatch your egg, and then
thank you.
I couldn't help
it was a black moa the whole time.
I couldn't help it. The Black Moa Chick quest line in Guild Wars 1 was one of the favorite things that I had ever done. So.
It was so much fun. If you didn't play Guild Wars 1, there was this huge multi-continent scavenger
took you to
hunt
all the games
to hatch this, to get the egg and hatch this baby moa, and
mini
that
pet.
Was it was a mini pet that you actually got to have, and I was so proud when I got that thing.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I love that thing. So
this is
here
a good callback.
you're going to do a similar thing. Then once your raven is hatched, you're going to feed it. You're going to teach it how to fly. You're going to get it ready to become a vessel for the spirit, and eventually meld the 2 together. So that's the story of Nevermore.
So I deliberately did not know Nevermore's story. I wanted to be surprised by something today. That is amazing.
Yeah.
You should be really, really proud.
Oh, thanks. So I couldn't help but I had to work on Nevermore myself.
There's some nostalgia speaking here too.
There is, and there's even more. So I know people are wondering why we chose these particular legendaries to start with. For both the axe and the pistol, it was kind of a situation where the artist who worked on them plays the game a whole lot, loves the game, and was inspired to make them. And so he kind of just did it and said, "Hey, look what I made! Isn't it awesome?" I was like, "Oh my god, it's so awesome!"
And Lindsay said, "Yes, yes, it is.
It's super awesome." But with Nevermore, there was always this kind of running gag from Guild Wars 1 of the Raven staff being just the most prolific rare drop. So like half the time you'd get a rare drop, you'd be like, oh look, it's another Raven staff or Ram's hammer, Raven staff or a Ram's hammer.
Wow.
All the time, right? You're just always and so like nobody cared about this skin, even though the Raven staff was actually a pretty cool weapon.
It was. I mean, I liked it so much I had like 100 of them.
I think a lot of people got a good 100 of them. We always talked about how wouldn't it be funny if in Guild Wars 2 the Raven staff is actually legendary.
It's like this super desirable thing.
yeah, exactly. That just made me giggle like really hard. So after we shipped Guild Wars 2, I kind of put a bug in Dave Beetlestone's ear, like, "Hey, Dave, it'd be really cool if we had a legendary Raven staff." And he laughed. Of course, Dave plays our game, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. And then they made this for me. So
how on earth did I not make that connection until now? I'm dying. That's amazing.
So in fact, the Tier 3 precursor is actually called the Raven Staff because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself.
You can't do this without putting the actual Raven stuff in there. That is too funny.
Yeah. So we've got a couple treats for people today, a few little previews.
There's a little, you got a little something right here.
People may notice my shoulder is pretty rad.
I like it.
That is the specialization
How do I get it?
for Tempest. It is a reward for the Tempest.
It looks
called
good.
the Tempest Loop.
I want to back up just one sec because I don't know, I just didn't realize this. The name Nevermore came from the Edgar Allan Poe poem, and not everybody knew that. I mean, not everybody caught that reference because it's not necessarily something that you're made to read at every school system around the world. So I was looking at Reddit the other day, and somebody was like, "You guys, I found out where the name Nevermore came from." And a couple people came in going, "How did you not know that?"
Yeah.
And then half the thread came back in going, "No, you don't understand that this isn't in every school ever."
Yeah.
So that is.
It like I didn't come up with the name. It was suggested to me, and when it was one of those instant things where I was like, "Oh, yeah,
we're settled.
Obviously, yeah,
this is what it has to be."
That is clearly what it's got to be. So I've got, what else do I have? I have a list of things that I want to cover.
Yeah.
I am going to switch over to another character real quick. Oh wait, actually, first let me show you guys it in here.
I'm trying to be patient because I know what I want you to show, and I know it's on your list.
Do what I say. Do what I say. Okay, maybe not.
She looks so good.
Why? Why won't you do this?
You're in combat.
Oh, I'm in combat. Duh, Lindsay.
When you get out of combat, well, it doesn't feel like combat. You're just beating on a training dummy.
I know, right?
Once you are out of combat, you can show us a pretty neat thing.
There we go. I just love how it took a lot of work to get that Raven to always orient up. By the way, all these people saying that they can't wait to see the Raven like at a 90-degree angle or something. No, we got that covered.
It turns out you thought of that.
Yeah, we did. There she is. Love it.
She looks fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah, so the Raven is not going to just flail around sideways and upside down.
No, it did
out
for a while.
Do you have screenshots of that I can see later? Because that would be great.
Probably not, actually.
Oh, man.
So
it took a lot to get this the right way.
Yeah, totally. And the effects artists have been working on this stuff for a while, and a lot of people had found this guy. I'm surprised they didn't. We didn't slip out the pistol and the axe because we've had those for just about as long.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Somebody asked me about the Raven staff at PAX Prime this year, I think, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, "That's all you found? Great."
Yeah. So I saw some people saying that
And
they
Lindsay.
didn't think the Raven staff or Nevermore was dark enough for a Necro, to which I say, challenge accepted.
You did a good job. I'm very happy with this.
So here,
She looks great.
I threw this together late last night. Also kind of previewing a couple of our armor skins from Heart of Thorns. I think she's pretty badass.
She looks good.
And she still looks pretty great.
I'm still stuck on people saying that a staff with a literal raven sitting on it is not.
I know. When I was
It's
like,
not a dove.
No. I'm super biased, of course.
It's got like a pink bow
like
on
I've
it or
said,
something.
I really love Nevermore. One thing that I think also really well supports this is check out how nicely that
Whoa.
scythe attaches.
All right, that works
Come on,
really
guys.
well.
Come on.
It looks good. It works.
Let's see, what else do I need to cover? Oh, okay. So there's a couple tough questions that I'll hit right now while you guys just observe my sweet necro.
Yes, please.
So one,
All cameras.
you guys noticed that I said full set of 16 weapons.
Why 16, Lindsay? Why, Lindsay?
That was not a slip. I did that on purpose. So I'm here to confirm that we are not going to be making more underwater legendary weapons. We're going to stick with the above ground, on land weapons.
Thank you for confirming.
So yeah, you heard it here. Another thing that I've seen come up a few times is questions about the Gift of Exploration and the Gift of Fortune not being used in the new legendary recipes.
Okay, so what if you made the Gift of Fortune and you've been hoarding it all this time?
And I know there are people out there who have kind of stockpiled some Gifts of Fortune, preparing for new legendaries coming out. So our plan for that is, first before I get to that, let me just tell you what we're doing with the Gift of Exploration. So the Gift of Exploration is for getting world complete in Central Tyria. We are not using it in new legendaries. If you went and got world complete a bunch of times, hoping you would be able to use this on new legendaries, you're kind of out of luck. We're not really going to be doing anything to bridge that gap. These legendaries are about mastering the content they're associated with, and the Central Tyrian, the set 1 legendaries are about mastering Central Tyria. Set 2 is about Heart of Thorns. You do go into Central Tyria quite a bit. It is a huge part of our game, obviously. But we're not going to be requiring you map complete or world complete Central Tyria. We are requiring that you'll map complete the maps associated with Heart of Thorns. We just don't think it's. It may seem like, well, why not just include it as well? Like include Central Tyria as well. We did think about that and ultimately came to the conclusion that it wasn't going to be fair down the line or fun for people. Once they've gotten a few legendaries, say set 5 comes out, and now they have to go world complete again in Central Tyria for every single legendary moving forward. We just didn't think that was going to be fun. It's going to, doing it a few times is great, but like once you're, you're not going to want to do it 10 times just because you wanted 10 weapons.
Yeah, it's not a good thing in the long run.
Yeah. We, however, feel differently about Gift of Fortune. Many of the components in Gift of Fortune are used in the new Mystic Tribute that's used for the new legendaries. And we do, it's so expensive to put together the Gift of Fortune. And since so many of those components are used in both, we felt it was important to let you get those back. So we're going to be adding, not with Heart of Thorns ship, but after ship, we'll be adding salvage tables to the Gift of Fortune so that you'll be able to salvage your Gift of Fortune and get back all of the base materials so you could put those towards the Mystic Tribute and be able to use it in a new legendary.
Okay, so this part is super important. When you salvage it, it's not a chance that you'll get crap,
No,
or
no.
you might
You're
get a good
kind
thing?
of just unpacking your gift.
You get everything.
Yeah.
You're breaking it back down into exactly what you put into it.
Yes.
So you get all your stuff back.
Yes.
That felt important to me.
Yeah, it
with
felt
my
important to
gift
me
of
too.
fortune.
I did think, like, you know, should there be, you know, should we skim off a little as a cost? And I just didn't think that was cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so relieved. I'm so glad.
So I really wanted to make sure to let people know about that. You know, I've seen people being sad about having, you know, quite a few gifts of fortune. I don't know how you managed to get up all the money for
I
them.
am super impressed.
I am
Holy
very
crap.
impressed.
Yeah.
So
I have my one sad little gift of fortune sitting over there.
yeah. So yeah, I thought it was really important for us to address that, and I wanted to be able to tell people about it here.
Yay.
So, okay, now I have one more little surprise.
Yes. I have been pestering poor Lindsay about this. It's like, what? You walked in the room, I was like, can we show it yet?
Yeah, I know. Can we do it first? Are we going to do it first? No, we're not going to do it first, Ruby.
I really like it, okay?
I know you do.
All right, let me see.
Actually, you know what? Before I
No,
do that,
no.
there is one quick thing that I just wanted to show. A lot of people were kind of concerned about that first blog post where I showed a screenshot of the Moot collection. I had all placeholder icons in it, but those placeholders included some very, very expensive items. And people got really worried that we were going to be asking them to get those very expensive items. And we're not. See, I just want to show you guys, look, this is the actual final collection.
What were some of the placeholder icons?
It had like the Lissa back piece and the preserved queen bee, right? I'm like, no, of course I'm not going to make people get the queen bee for this.
Yeah.
Like, really? No, of course not. No.
It's just mean.
I just needed something. It was probably the honeypot ant placeholder. But yes, this is the actual collection. So I just wanted to quickly show that. And then,
yay, Night Fury.
Night Fury. This is a shoulder piece, an Ascended shoulder piece that you will be able to get in Halloween. You're going to have to work for it. It's not going to be easy.
You're not just going to give me an Ascended for
No.
logging in?
And really all it is a cloud of bats that follow you
Bats
around.
everywhere.
Bats.
I love it.
This was actually an Isaiah Cartwright special. He had to mess around with things quite a bit to get it all nice and pretty.
We could like put that with your bat sword and other bat things that I can't talk
It
about
even
yet.
looks great with her here. Like, look at that.
Not dark enough for a necro.
Not dark enough for a necro. So yeah, Izzy has actually put in some late nights working on Halloween, trying to get it.
Kind of lived here.
Yeah.
And saved Halloween.
Yeah, he did a little bit. We were really busy working on Heart of Thorns, really, really busy working on Heart of Thorns, and we just didn't know how we were going to get to doing some of the cool stuff that we wanted to do for Halloween. And Izzy made it happen. He really made it happen. Yeah. So with help from Mike Z and Nate Johnson, and various other support people like QA and Effects helped him troubleshoot this guy. And
you guys are gonna like Halloween.
Yeah. We've got some really nice chase items in Halloween this year. I'm particularly pleased with this guy.
So when you told me that we would be able to show these off today, I have made an enormous point, and I've been checking out the Halloween stuff. I made an enormous point of not looking at this one. So this is the first time I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were that excited?
I like it. It turns out, though, I love our game.
Oh, and yeah, I know how that is. Oh, man. It's bad how many of these Legendaries I want to get, or at least get the precursor. We just had so much fun designing this stuff. Like some of the best brainstorms that I've had in my career, including we did one offsite all day with a bunch of people, where we just like locked ourselves in a conference room all day long and just talked about what we wanted this thing to be like, this journey to be like. But yeah, we've come out of these brainstorms just like laughing or just being excited, like really jazzed about what we were talking about building. So I mean, there's collections that it's like, I don't even want Quip, but the stuff you're doing in Quip is hilarious, so I might just do it anyway.
I'm sorry. That was an awful face. I'm not a fan.
Of Quip?
Yes. Sorry.
Some people love it, some people hate it.
You know, it has to be your thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely not my. I mean, I don't have any character that does pistol, but I am definitely interested in some of that stuff. And like the minstrel, like I like some of the stuff that I did with the minstrel, so I might even just have to do that. But yeah,
I think my problem with like Quip is that, well, my thief was pistol way back when. And she's like my serious character.
Yeah, I know, and that was kind of the problem a lot of people have with it.
I didn't have the heart to do that too. And I'm looking at her going, well, she's got dual pistols and a short, but well.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, and we've definitely taken that into consideration, like moving forward. You know, wanting to make sure that there are some serious legendaries for weapon types that currently have very silly ones.
But now I have hope for my thief.
Yeah, there you go.
I have hope.
Exactly.
So come on, Dara, be proud of me.
But yeah,
that's fantastic.
This has been a really great project. It was a buttload of work, a lot of really late nights and a lot of weekends to make this stuff as cool as it is. Yeah. I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of my team, how hard we all worked to get this done and get it in for hot. I think you guys are going to be really happy with it.
I cannot overstate, and I know I brag on our devs so much, I cannot overstate how hard these guys have worked to make this happen, and I am in awe. So thank you very much. You guys have pulled off miracles.
Yeah.
And it looks so good.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you. They really came out great.
All right, so those are our 3 new legendaries. We have like gone for a super long time. We still have one more thing to talk about here with you guys. This next segment that we're doing, I don't know. I'm scared to give away too much, but some people have guessed it. Did you see?
No, I didn't.
I'll have to show you. There's a Reddit thread where people guessed. So, yeah. We're going to wrap up with Legendaries, and we're going to come back with something else for you guys. So, thank you, Lindsay.
So vague.
We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Look good with an under boob, and I got some sweet ass daggers too. Ooh, what's that? I'm so damn fast. No doubt I'm the one best class. No need for other chars deleted, cause thieving is so much fun. But one line should be disregarded. No valid path to target. Go, go, go. King of stealth, mesmer try, I'll give you hell. I bet a staff will suit me well, and an extra dodge will be rather swell. No need for other chars deleted, cause thieving is so much fun. But one line should be disregarded. No better path to target. Go, go, go. On my way, cause I'm on short mode. You'll never catch me cause you're way too slow. I'll run you over and you'll never know how it feels to be fast and strong. The single target damage is the bomb. With perma stealth, I go, go, go. It's obvious to me. Can't go wrong if you go with me. 5-1-1-1-1-1-1. You can't go wrong if you go with these. 5-1-1-1-1-1-1. You can't go wrong if you go with these. No need for other chars deleted, cause thieving is too much fun. But one line should be
I really like that song. I really like that video. Thank you, Suck It Love, and thank you for. That's a weird thing to say. Thank you for letting. Thank you for letting us use your music. I really appreciate it. All right, so Joel is with us. Joel is one of our gameplay programmers and has been.
I'm not nervous.
You're fine.
I'll be fine.
You guys tell him it's fine.
We're all fine here.
At the end of this, apparently someone's going to give you a baby. So
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's strange.
The person who promised their firstborn is
The pact
so
is
happy
sealed.
right now because they. Oh dear. All right, so Joel has been working on something all sneaky
I have.
in the background. Tell us why first.
Yeah, so I guess we should start with a little preamble. So Guild Wars 2 is an action RPG, right? You would describe it as an action RPG. And if you look at other action games, look at like Tomb Raider, or even call it Skyrim as an action RPG. Or you look more towards even shooters have sort of those action elements, like a Mass Effect or something like that.
Right.
And you compare it to how our game plays. It's similar. We have a lot of similar elements, but there are a few things that are off. And
we're missing some things.
Well, a little. And so if you look at how specifically today, I'm going to talk about how our control scheme works. And if you look at ours, it's more derived from. You can go back to Guild Wars 1. 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, and then you go further, you look at sort of the history of that, you go back, I was playing Baldur's Gate recently, just for the lulz. Oh my god, that game. But it's,
if you start talking about that, I'm going to be really mad, because that is so not why we're here. So
let's not do that. No,
it plays differently.
Yeah, so if you look at how those kind of games work, it's more of a, you select a unit, and you issue them orders, and you say, I'd like you to move here, I'd like you to attack here, that kind of thing. Whereas an action game, the concept is more, you don't have to issue the order, you just do the thing and it does it. Even if under the hood it all works the same, the perception's different, right?
Right.
But if you look at how Guild Wars 1 sort of worked, it was still more of I would like you to walk here. You click on a spot on the ground, I'd like you to move here.
And then Guild Wars here, look at this thing, target it.
Yeah, and so and if you need to do something behind you, you turn the camera, and then you do the thing, and then you turn the camera, and you do the thing.
Yeah.
And that has carried forward into Guild Wars 2, where we still have this, you turn the camera and you act, and you turn the camera and you act. Even though the game is trying to be more like an action game where you just kind of act in the direction you're looking all the time.
So would it be cool if we had some sort of action cam?
Well, you think so, right?
See how I did that?
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
And so, anyway, it didn't really occur to me that this was something that was kind of missing in the game until I played some other games, other MMORPGs.
You're allowed. It's okay.
Am I? Am I allowed to play other MMOs?
You are. We don't throw you off the roof for that.
Right. So, can I name names?
If you must.
I don't have to.
Okay. I want to hear about this action. I want to hear about action.
I know you do. But I'm just trying to. I'm trying to lay some groundwork here. But anyways, I was playing them. I was like, hold on. Why don't we do this? Why aren't we doing this? Because I wouldn't put up with this in a shooter, for example.
But that would be super funny.
And it's a little weird. And so players have sort of made do so far. Where they're okay, well, I still want it to play like an action game. So I'll just always keep camera they hold down right mouse button. And it gets you about what you want, but it's a little kludgy. And so really what this comes down to is that extra degree of freedom you've got on the mouse, where you can move the mouse around and select stuff. It really isn't necessary. You don't need it.
We can do that.
And so that really is the key dividing difference. That is what we're missing to go all the way into being an action game. So
here's a thing.
So here we go. So I did some work, some things.
You've been working on this for a long time.
So we can go to the history of it now, or I could show it now.
Let's see it.
Let's
take a look.
All right. So
because she just seems amazing.
Are we? I have no idea of knowing what
this right here is what you're looking
at. There we go.
In the bottom left. All right. So what does it do?
All right.
How is this making it better for me?
First off, I'll just show you the thing. So in controls, you probably haven't noticed because it hasn't been in there. There's this magical action camera. I think Colin named it. I'm not sure. If you didn't name it, Colin, I'm still giving you credit. And what is action camera? Well, it's an action game. It is a camera mode suited for actioning. So I've set it to left alt. That's where I've seen it in other games. And you push the magic button, hang on to your butts. And no fingers.
Cool.
If you notice there's a little dot in the middle of the screen,
It's not a snowflake.
that is a crosshair. And it is a dot because this came from our one of our art leads, Luke Knocker. He's like, you know,
Luke, yeah.
Yeah, Luke, right. And we go as far back as I go in this company. And he's like, I really like having a very minimal targeting thing. I didn't really have any reason to say no, so it's a dot.
That works. And I noticed when you panned over something that you can hit.
We'll get there.
No, I want to see all the things right at the same time.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so the basic stuff, right? So you got free control, no fingers. I think you yeah. And you move around, and as this is an action game, and we would like to emphasize freedom of motion, you run at full mobility in all directions, which is different. Like if you turn it off, you notice you got this slower animations, but nah, we don't need that. So it's like you've turned the camera sort of in free cam, and they're looking behind you, except you're not, you're just holding back. All right, so we have this crosshair. We're like, okay, well, that's nice. What does it do? And this sort of segues into, not really segues is the wrong word, but sort of underlines the fact that the sort of camera control-y part of it took me like a week. I did that like a year ago. And it was just sort of a first prototype, like, I wonder if I could do this, because I really would like to have this in the game. And we don't have this.
Pause and show you this from chat. You haven't even
started
it yet.
You're welcome. There's a lot more to come.
Zaralai, we're glad you're happy.
Yeah. Anyway, so the sort of camera side of it is actually very simple. It is targeting is actually where things get really complicated and where I've spent most of my time. And I've just sort of been working on this, just for reference. This has just been sort of a background project I've been working on since last October. And you're just coming in on the weekends. Many Sundays have died, bring us these features. And it's great. Okay, so I see the deer. So here's how it works. There are 4 states on the crosshair. So we have nothing. There's a dude under your crosshair who could be a target. You get closer. Actually, let's switch ones. There we go. There's a dude under your crosshair, and this little circle means, and if you use a skill, it's going to target that guy. And then the final state, where it rotates, says, all right, there's a dude on your crosshair. It's too dark. Let's make it. There we go.
Hey, look at that.
And then this means there's a dude under your crosshair, and he's in range of skill 1. That'll be significant in a moment. Skill 1 is special. All right. Furthermore, attacks happen toward the crosshair. So if you don't have a guy targeted, you go pew. Wow, that is very hard to see. I shoot over a bridge. Nope. All right, let's find something like lighter. Why are the shots blue? Why would you do this? All right, well, anyway, that's disappointing. Yeah, so he's shooting right at the crosshair.
Hey, you just found a thing to work on.
No, that's just effects. It's not my problem. Anyway, but you can see the arrow itself, though. It's going like right at the crosshair. And also, astute observers may have noticed, I'm hitting left click to fire that. I don't have to hit 1. 1 also works, but I don't have to. Because left click now, we're not using it for any camera controls. It's like, fine, it's skill 1 now. It's just like any shooter you're used to. Let's see. Yeah, works for melee weapons. Swing. Swing the direction. And then we can go, you watch the crosshair rotate. That's actually pretty hard to see on that background, but and you swing away. And your guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bambi. I just killed your mother. It's harsh. It's harsh. All right.
You don't even sound a little bit sorry.
Not really. Okay. I can just spawn more. It's the magic of video games. All right. So, anyway, I can show. Let's see. What should we talk about next?
So.
What should we talk about next?
Skill retargeting?
No, that's way too soon.
Then don't ask me.
Yeah. Let's not ask you about that.
Because this is what I have next on my list.
I see. All right. So
you know what? See this. Go with what you feel led.
All right. Well, actually, I'm just going to take a lot of it then. So there are a lot of things where when I was setting this, I was like, this specific thing, let's not look at that because there's. Come on, hit me. That was me.
Moose.
That was me hitting a button. I don't want to kill a moose. People come used to at the time. All right. So there are a couple things when I was doing this. I was like, all right, what is it that annoys me about targeting a lot? right now. So there's a couple of them. So first off, let's go find the deer. Hello, deer. There you go. Okay, so here's one thing that annoys me. When you are not using this action camera, it is sometimes very hard to know whether you are going to use a skill on the guy or not. Like I can do this, probably I'm going to shoot that deer. Yep. You're like, why did I shoot the deer? Because he was like way over there, and that's weird. And I didn't know that ahead of time that I'd be shooting him, and now I shot him and now he's fighting me and I don't want to. It's especially bad with movement skills. So like skill 3, for example, it is very frustrating when there's a guy right over there and you're like, I'd like to go that way. And it goes, no, I think you want to go this way, actually. And so a lot of people are like, okay, well, I'll just turn off auto-targeting because it's really frustrating and I'll just live with it. And that's too bad, because auto-targeting can make your life a lot easier. So now what you know is, okay, well, if there's a circle, there we go. If there's a circle, then I'm going to use a skill on him. If there's not, I'm not going to use a skill on him. I'm just going to go that way. So at any point, you know exactly what your skill's going to do. You don't have to worry about it. You just know. It's also nice. There's another situation I run into a lot where like I'll lock a guy. Let's grab this guy, and they're like, you know what? There's a dude over here, and I forget I have this guy locked. Where's the dude? Where's my dude over here? Dude. Ah, I'm clicking buttons. Buttons. No. And where's dude over here? There's dude over here. And like I sure would like to fight this guy, but this guy's like, no. You want to fight me? But I want to fight that. Stop! I'll destroy you. I will kill your entire family. All right. Anyway. All right.
Everybody in the room just lost it.
Sorry. Anyway, so.
But the thing is, he is.
Yeah. So
he's doing exactly.
So what I want to do is I want to say, all right, I got this guy locked, but I want to fight somebody over this way.
Dara's like crying back here.
And so now I know. If nothing is marked, then I'm not going to attack anybody. If that guy is marked, I'm going to attack that guy. You can see like he's got a little circle under his feet. So even though that's the guy that's locked, I'm going to attack that guy. See. Pew, pew, pew. There it goes. Yeah, shooting the moose. Shoot the moose. Shoot the moose more. Fabulous dragon pole right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. All right. Moose is dead. Mission accomplished. So it's just a couple, like, as I was doing this, I was like, well, okay, so what annoys me? How can I fix it? How can I make it better? So that's what we did. Anyway. But yeah, and so one of the key things, which people may guess, like, I wonder why this is important, is the shots do land right where I'm pointing on the ground. And I wonder why we might want such a feature, what sort of content we might make.
Tell us, Joel. Why?
Well, I mean, I can leave it up to people's imaginations.
That would be more fun.
It would be more fun, actually. Let's do that. Maybe something to look forward to. It's a possibility. Okay.
Okay, so after you threatened to kill their entire family, I couldn't resist and I had to peek at chat. Give this man a raise and a pie and a hug. Oh my God. It's like the best chat comment ever.
I'm glad they like me. All right. So a couple more things. So right click, since you're not using it for turn the camera anymore. I spent a while trying to figure out what to use right click for. So left click's very easy, right? That's skill 1. It's done. That's your auto attack. It's like any shooter, it's just shoot, right? But right click's a little weird. In some games, it's another skill. Mm-hmm. In some games, it's like it's a zoom. Like in a lot of shooters, it's a zoom, which we don't really do. And so we're like, well, what do we do? And so it's like, okay, well, I can try making it skill 2. And that works for some weapons. But for others, it's kind of weird. It's not like really a secondary fire. It's just some completely arbitrary skill. And so I was asking around for opinions. I got an opinion from, I don't know if I want to call him out on stream, somebody in programming. And he was like, you know what would be cool? If right-click locked your target. Because there really isn't a great way. I mean, there's no like great way to lock the dude under your crosshair. He's like, I want that guy over there.
Right.
Boom. So right-click now locks him. Right-click again will clear him if he's not under your crosshair at the time.
Okay.
So why would you lock a target? Why does this matter? Because I'm clearly using auto target, right? Like, why would I need to do any of these things? This bloop, across there. That's fine. A bear or something. Surely there are bears around. There's a rabbit. Rabbits do. Hello, rabbit. And so, okay, a couple things. So there's a little subtle thing about targeting where you can see where it actually goes live. It's rabbit's good, it's not moving. And he goes, okay, right around here-ish is where it holds. But actually, you're much faster than I thought you were. All right, if I lock a guy, it's much more generous. It'll still drop him eventually, but it takes longer, and you get a more generous circle arm. So it's like, I mostly want to fight this guy, but I'm going to be like flailing around in combat. Probably not the rabbit, but like someone else who's a little tougher.
Might be one of those really dangerous rabbits.
Sure. It might be helpful to lock the target, or more accurately, like if there are a bunch of guys, you know, I want that guy in the middle, that dude specifically. Then you could lock them, and most of your attacks are going to end up on that guy because he's going to be the one that's picked out of all the hover targets. Also, it's a good point. So auto targeting has this sort of auto targeting has this kind of stigma. A lot of players is like, this is awful. Mostly, I think it mostly comes from the movement skill thing, or just like picking guys behind you, kind of weird. Just going around in circles. Let's be entertaining. And so
it already is so much.
Yeah, and so auto targeting does work differently. If you are using this action camera mode, auto targeting it's basically like mouse hover. It's heavily modified, but it is basically mouse hover. It'd be like if I was doing this. Oh, I'm so slow. So it's different. It's better for realsies, guys. You can use it. It's safe. There's a bear. Hello. He's a bear. He's a bear, all right. And then I don't really need to fight a bear. Point is, so yeah, you can lock a guy and make it so that he has higher priority in a pile of bodies if you need. Or you can I just want to keep tabs on this guy. So it's like I like to keep tabs on the salmon while I'm running around, doing things. And so you will still target other stuff, like this deer. I'll shoot the deer, but I'm still watching this. Here we go. There's my mouse pointer. That's what I wanted. All right. So that's that part of it. Okay, but then there are going to be people like, that's nice. But what I'd really like to do is play Skyrim again, especially like at the nice Timberline Falls setting here. And like, I just want to play Skyrim. So Skyrim does not really have auto targeting. So what we do is just turn it off. And now, is it really that fun? I'm not really trying here, but
you're just naturally incredible.
All right, cool. That's reassuring. That's a little weird. And so now nothing locks, right? We don't get this like target thing. So when it buzzes past this deer, boom. Like be afraid, deer. I'm not actually hitting the deer.
The deer's like whatever.
It's like I don't.
You've killed my entire family. I have nothing left to live for.
What do you expect from a deer? Like I mean, they're deer. But what you can do is so this came from like so John Peters liked this feature a lot back before he betrayed us and ran away. Traitor.
You need a moment.
That's fine. And so he liked to do is he liked to play without targeting off, but he would lock targets. And so he's like, I want this guy, and so you can lock him, and then it'll do all the normal targeting stuff. But if you don't lock him, it won't. So that's another. If you want to play that way, go for it.
I like it.
That's you want to play first person? Absolutely. You can do that too. Pew. Pew. He's just
You're in serious trouble with this deer.
So nonchalant about it. Oh, there we go. Too late.
He's like, oh, hey, I'm on fire.
All right. So, I think that's the gist of it. There's not a whole lot more on
I feel like that's tons.
It's a lot. I'm sorry, Dolphy. And so yeah, it's one of those things where I have been working on this a long time, and there's more. I touched the mic. I should not touch the mic. Sorry.
I'll slap your hand away next time.
Yeah, didn't even think about it.
You're too quick.
And there have been features that have gone in that have sort of hinted at it. Honestly, the strings have been in the DAT file for a long time.
You guys have been playing with this and you just didn't realize.
Something like that. Either Shaman is a saint or he just didn't notice, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and just say, yeah, I know what this is, and I just won't tell anybody. So thanks, Shaman.
So what did you put in
the
game already?
So features that have been visible. So camera offsets. Those are mine. These went back in March. So you have this horizontal position. It's just like, that's weird. Why would you want a horizontal position? It's like, well, because I want to do over-the-shoulder crosshair thing. That reminds me of another thing I want to show. Yeah, so you notice I'm not centered, and that's because I sure like being able to do this. It's kind of nice. It's a lot. Well, third-person shooters sit over the shoulders. And this vertical offset, if you notice as I zoom out, just kind of, and originally that was just going to be for action camera stuff. And I need, so it's just a thing that most people don't think about. I keep reminding myself of stuff on the show too. If I want to target something ahead of me and I'm looking down, it is bad news if the crosshair just stays like this. Because I'm going to shoot at my feet. I'm not going to be able to hit anything in front of me. So what you need is you need to gain some distance. Oh, this is going to ruin it, but like this distance here is critical.
Yeah.
And so one of the ways that's accomplished is you do this, set this vertical position far, you just crank that as high as you're comfortable with. And so at the time, in March, it just looked like, okay, well, all we're trying to do is get the camera up off the ground. So as you zoom out, you don't end up with this super low angle.
Right. You're just looking at the side of that rock.
Let me turn it off. There we go. That. We don't want that. Because that, I mean, you get this like really stretched textures when you're close to the ground. It doesn't look very good. So what we want is that. Because really what we care about what's up here and not what's down here. So this gives you a lot more usable space up here. So that was the justification for it at the time. But secretly, it was actually an action camera feature that just nobody knew. All right. There have been some leaks, but I guess that's like the next segment. So let's not do that. I'm figuring this out as I go. It's very extemporaneous. A couple other things. People are like, okay, ground targeted skills. How do they work? Like, well, it's very simple. They go right where your crosshair goes. There we go. Also, that is a very interesting ground target marker. You know they did that. And
Surprise!
There it is. Also,
It's all good.
The lock max range ground target thing, that's also mine. You're welcome. But that was also largely intended for an action camera kind of thing, where your mouse, you can't easily move your mouse up to specific spots. It's like, fine, we'll just like have it at max range. It'll be good. I guess I can actually shoot that. It's not quite the head of mine. This one I think is just a normal ground target marker. Pew pew pew.
Hey.
Wow, does the all right, what else? Oh yes, okay. So a couple more things. So people are like, that's great, but what if I don't have this? What if I don't want to bind alt or some convenient key to this? I just kind of want to turn it on and leave it. I don't want to deal with other stuff, but I still would like to access, I don't know, my inventory, my friends list, for example.
Right.
My real-world commentary. I have no friends. It's very sad. It's harsh. This game is just harsh, man. You're like, okay. So if you notice, when I brought that up, it automatically turned off my camera, and when I closed it, camera mode came back. I didn't have to do anything else.
Perfect.
And so basically, it's looking for any dialogues that pop up, most dialogues that pop up, and it'll shut it off. But it remembers which ones were active the last time you turned the camera on, so I can go like, I'd like to have my friends list up, but I still like to play with this camera mode on, because I don't know reasons.
Because
I don't know.
Because you want to.
I'm not here to judge too much. Yeah. So and then I can bring up another dialogue on top of it. I don't think I want to open my inventory because it's insane. Okay, I can do it real fast. Wow, what is this?
Oh, clean that up.
This is what happens when you unlock. You just let's just do the div command. It gives you everything, and it gives you everything.
Yeah, that's.
All right. Anyway, but yeah. So if you notice, when I brought that up, I turned it off. Whoop, controls, and then when I closed it, I don't know what happened. We'll pretend that didn't happen. And I'll go figure that out.
We can edit it out like we're going to edit out Josh's stuff later.
This is fine. We're all fine here now. How are you?
I am so great right now.
Good. All right. I think that covers all the action camera stuff, though.
I think they like
But
it.
I'm not done.
Nope,
there's more. I've been doing this a long time. But I've been waiting to talk about this for basically a year.
I'm like looking down at my notes going, but what about...
I've been trying to ship this stuff for a long time.
You've put in a lot on this.
A lot of hours.
So what's the more?
All right, so is that really the next thing? So soon. All right. Well, in that case, I know how I set this up. I'm gonna go switch characters. I don't know how we.
All right. Yep. This is the next thing, and this is the one that is going to make my life better.
Yeah.
Blast
all right.
face melt.
So yes. So engineer characters. I use engineers, and this sounds great and all. But I use grenades, and grenades are ground targeted, or mortars in this case. And that's nice, but you still gotta click and fire, and click and fire, click and fire. And it's like, well, that's great and all, but it's really not that different from hitting one and one. things haven't changed for anybody. Also, Quaggins are like, fireworks, yeah! It's like, fireworks are dangerous, kids. You should stay away.
There's water, it's fine.
Safe and sane rules. Man, I just shot one. Like,
Look,
okay.
there's babies.
I know. They're invincible, it's fine. The babies cannot be harmed. So, they're like, okay, but hold on. What if I was using instant ground targeting? Now what might happen? And the thing is, if you hold down left click, it just pushes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 for you, pretty much. And so you go like this. Explosions! Explosions! Yes! There we go.
I love that there's a Quaggin off to the right going, whoa.
Fireworks, kids! Fireworks! So you're welcome, engineer players. Hopefully this makes your life just a little better. Because I played engineer for a little while and went, man, this really is actually really annoying. So there you go. That's really all on the show. I mean, while we're here, flamethrowers also better. It's like, fire. I mean, I named them this way for a reason. Yeah, so flamethrower, same deal. It's kind of like, but the good one is the mortar kit, right? Just fire away. And I love instant ground targeting. I use it all the time. It's wonderful.
Because explosions?
Because explosions. Like I don't need to put up this like push the button over and over again. It's just like it's fire. All right. That's engineers.
That was great.
But there's more. But wait.
But wait,
there's
more.
My Reaper of Lols.
You have
Diablo
the
3 humor.
You have the best character
It's
names.
an art in the programming department to like come up with stupid pun names. Like it's a thing we do. So here we are back.
Wow, so much stuff just got
Oh my
explained.
God! Why did you tag me? I will end you. All right, fine. So the thing about Reaper is they're really good. Like really, really good. Just this is not related to features, but oh my gosh. So we've been doing playtesting, right?
A little bit, yes.
Just a bit. And I've been playing mostly Reaper, and holy crap, they're really good. Like they just seem unfair. But you know what? Like they got okayed to ship, so like here we go. It's happening. So Necro players, you're in a good place.
I'm just gonna go.
You're in a good place. Don't worry. All right. So
don't worry.
But the thing is, staff. So how about that Necro staff? And so whenever I was playing Necro, I'd be like, staff seems like it's probably pretty good, but all the skills are ground targeted, and that's annoying because it's like I can't be bothered to like ground target stuff. And it's like what all I really want to do is just have the ground targeted skills cast on the dude I'm shooting at. That's really all I want. I don't need the precise aiming. I'm not like playing PvP or something. Maybe I am playing PvP. I just don't care.
You don't even know at this point.
It doesn't. It's like just get mostly there. So it's like, well, what if I did do that? And so there's this fancy little thing. Get to the last one. It's like snap ground target to current target. And suddenly, who's going to be the unfortunate target? It will be. Oh, I have all the turning off. Oh no, and the girls are like, I'm gonna kill you.
I volunteer.
I'm gonna kill you. All right, there we go. And so now it's like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cast it there. And you just kind of fire away. You don't really need to aim that precisely. It just works. And they're like, we're all gonna die.
Does anybody else just want to sit down and play the game with Joel for hours?
I don't know.
I kind of
Hello,
do.
hello, target. All right, let's make this guy.
Did that just say you have helped the girl? That seems like the opposite of help.
I'm helping. So,
oh
all right.
Gosh.
So where this actually came from?
Yes.
This came from an alpha suggestion where. So I said it was my idea, but it really wasn't. It was actually from the alphas. They were like, okay, so action camera's great and all. We point at the dude and shoot at like his body, but then we have to use a ground target skill and we have to look down at his feet, especially like a tall target or something like giant or something, and. You have to do like this, and that's really annoying. Like, we're lazy, we don't want to deal with that. And so they're like, well, what if there's just an option to like put the ground target at the feet? It's like, that's a great idea. I would actually like that all the time. So this just kind of happened, and it's great. It's really nice. I'm so lazy and it's wonderful. You just kind of run and it does the things. But okay, so let's say this like I want this most of the time. But there are occasions, especially if you're using like Murder Kit or something with a really slow projectile, and it's like I actually do need to lead the target in this situation. But most of the time I want it on, and I don't want to have to open up the options menu and click this little checkbox before I go like in the middle of combat or something that's stupid. So there's another thing. This keybind here, snap ground target. What this actually does, this one on the bottom, is an inverse. So if I have it on normally and I hold this thing down, it turns it off. If I have it off normally and I hold this, it turns it on. And I bound the T because I couldn't figure out what key I wanted, but I just need to show it. So to show this, I should probably turn on actual ground, like some visible indicator. So let's see. So click it. See how it's locked to this guy? This is also pretty useful for just visualizing. Hello. So it's on this guy, and I hold down T. And now just let go. Here you go. That's all it does. Oh.
That's enough. And
over here.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
that's snap ground targeting. It's really nice. I use it all the time. I usually just like, let's like switch a staff and just kind of roll across the keyboards. Hit with all the marks.
Do you have to make the noise?
I do. It's very important.
Okay.
That is what makes it stronger.
Oh dear. All right, I'm supposed to be keeping us on track, and I've been way
Good
too
luck.
entertained. It's like 1:40. So, and we have more stuff to talk about. So what else you got?
Okay, so there's honestly, it's easy to talk about, but it's very complex internally.
Oh boy.
My lady Sladrill. Her pet's Baragorn and Stegolas. It'd be great. I use Baragorn on live and Boromir. It's fantastic. It's what I do. Actually, my pet is gone. You're not. Oh, I see. Because we're probably not.
There he is. You're good.
It's the wrong pet. He's okay. Here's Baragorn. Let's run with Baragorn. Good old classic Barbo stuff. And so we're like, okay. Secret discussions going on in the background here. And so we're like, okay. You know what would be nice?
I think Link's like, I have work to do.
Yeah, I know. It must suck.
Okay.
I would like to be able to say, I'm attacking a guy, and he dies, or something like that. Or I'm attacking a guy and I don't actually want to attack that guy. Or I'm attacking a guy and it's like, I actually want to attack that guy over there. And I should be able to just switch in the middle of the skill.
Yes.
That would be very nice. I would like that very much.
Because this thing died and I
for example, I don't want to
left.
blow the rest of my skill on this. Let's like end some frogs. So, okay. Here's the final thing. Allow skill retargeting. Click the button. What did I even write there? Sure. Okay.
Okay, if you don't know, we're all in a lot
I don't
of
know.
trouble.
I wrote something. It's like surely editing will change it, and I probably didn't. They're like, it's fine. The words are fine. They're good at words, which is lies, but I'm happy they believe it. So what'll happen is when a skill is going on, it has like, for example, skill 2 is a great example. That's why I used a ranger. It has a bunch of attacks that execute, and so what it'll say is, okay, at every point before they execute, we will like essentially reevaluate which target you would like. So the client says, I sure would like to shoot this guy now. And so the server says, okay, well, we're in the middle of this execute.
Right.
But next execute, I'm happy to change it for you. Unless it's early enough in the process that it's like, no, we can change it now. So sometimes it won't happen until the attack goes up. Sometimes it'll wait. So for example, let's see if I can do this on 2 frogs. Little frogs. So like, boop. It's like, no, this is starting this guy and then on that guy who is now dead. And my bear was like, I'll help you. It's like, shoot that guy. Like, you know what? I would like to
So confused.
shoot this green Moa and then switch to the Etten because let's say he was actually almost dead, even though he's not. Like so. So like do the classic bear bow knockback. It's actually kind of appropriate here. And so basically, the reason why this is important for action camera specifically is see, he died, and like, I want that one. And so you can still reclaim some of your skill. The reason why this is important for action camera is the expectation is that I'm going to fire basically at my crosshair. And so it is very strange when there's a guy off to the side who I start shooting at, and then I turn and look this way, but I'm still shooting that guy. And so if I say, you know what, I can actually switch to that guy now, problem solved. You don't have to like turn all targeting off. You don't have to just manually aim it. You can say, yeah, we'll like intelligently help you shoot the thing. And so it's easy to show. It's complicated internally, but it works.
You have a lot into this, so there's a lot to talk about.
There is many.
Plus, it was really, really fun. So
many stories.
It's all good.
I've forgotten what else we're going to talk about, but that is.
I think you covered everything. I don't have anything else.
I hope I covered everything. Expect there will be questions.
I have nothing else. Mostly right now, there's just wild praise. So, good job. All right, so
skills pay the bills.
That's Action Cam.
It's Action Camera.
And we have one more thing coming up. So we will be back. I will let you get back to work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure I'm thanking you on behalf of everybody watching right now.
And you're welcome, everybody who is,
who wants to kill deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
right.
it's a thing we do.
We will be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Top that. Seriously. Joel still the rip. Joel goes, good luck. All right, so we are going to talk a little bit about guild halls, and just to preface this, let me explain why I asked Link and Dara to come do this. My guild on my personal account, I'm sure a lot of guilds are doing this. They're trying to decide which one are we going to go claim. So my guildies were asking me, all right, but how do we go see, how do we go see the guild halls? And I started trying to explain it, and I said, okay, if you go back to this episode of Points of Interest from back in June, and if you skip ahead to like 23 minutes, you can see Link and I showing this off. And then if you want to see the other one, you go to this episode of Guild Chat from this date, and you skip ahead. And I decided that was completely ridiculous, and we needed a side-by-side comparison. Also, Dara thinks Lost Precipice. No, I'm sorry, Dara thinks Gilded Hollow is better, and she's wrong.
No. I'll have to guild trip you here about what is the appropriate hall.
I don't even feel a little bit bad. Not even a
Day
little
in
sorry.
and day out. You think it's funny? Day in and day out.
I make him holler.
Can I get like a scoreboard? Where's Lindsay's whiteboard? Why didn't she leave this here? And we could just be like a pun counter. It's amazing. So we also have things for you. We can distract you with Apple things.
That's true.
right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we're here to show why Lost Precipice is better.
Is that what we're here to show, Ruby? Is that?
It is in my world. So,
Great.
all right. Let's start with, is this Dara on the left?
Yes.
All right. Let's take a look at yours first. Change that message of the day now.
Well, you guys didn't let me set up my own guild.
I would totally let you set up your own guild. That is whatever.
All right.
I am so done today. All right, so we talked about the themes of each of the hall, and I really like how Link described them, so I will let either... I'm just, like, rocks are falling over there.
Yeah.
So what's the theme behind Lost Precipice? What are we what's the overall feel?
So I think it can best be encapsulated by the statement, "You can fly."
Yes.
The Lost Precipice is just, as I've mentioned before, an absolute love letter to gliding and cliff diving and just running to high places, appreciating the view, and then dropping yourself from them. It's a lot of fun.
And Gilded Hollow.
I think the best way to characterize Gilded Hollow, I realized it the other day.
I was so mad when you said this.
Yeah, so if I had to say one sentence about the Gilded Hollow, it would be bigger on the inside. The Gilded Hollow is just this immense, majestic space. All of the buildings in the Gilded Hollow are kind of bigger than the ones in the Lost Precipice. And it's just a titanic cavern.
Now, you guys had, when you said about the buildings being bigger, you and Dar had like this enormous argument about whether, is that the case, or do they just feel bigger?
Gilded Hollow is definitely better with the buildings.
No.
They're definitely bigger.
Actually, wait, I'm gonna... So, I think some of the buildings are definitely bigger.
Dara's going, I can fly too.
The workshop in the Gilded Hollow, notably. Sploosh. Well, that was a good try.
I can swim too.
You can fly and swim. I'll tell you what, let's start. So Link is having technical difficulties.
Am I?
Yeah, well,
do I need
you're
to-
not, but yeah, you're actually going to need to reboot that machine. So we'll start with Gilded Hollow. The universe is conspiring against me to show off Gilded Hollow.
It's just the universe recognizes the universal truth.
Okay.
Which is that the Gilded Hollow is for the gilded, because it is just by definition the gilded.
Actually, true story. The pun, Gilded Hollow, totally unintentional, right? We were trying
Dara's like, sure it was.
We were trying to think of names for this map, and it was originally the Subterranean Sanctum, which was kind of bland. Yeah. And so, it had this golden massive cavern thing going on.
I mean, it's a hole in the ground.
For example, yeah, and so I don't know. Just it came out at one point it's gilded, right? Like it's covered in gold and it's a hollow.
So can we look at this, Dara? I don't know what order you want to do in, so I'm being very careful. But
so the crystal chamber.
I'm going to call that a yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes. Do we want to tell them a bit about the crystal chamber?
Let's not spoil any of the cool things about the crystal, but
tell them a little.
It's in both if you want to talk about it.
It is in both, but
Sorry guys, we're fixing
technical difficulty
Link's
messages
issues while not all of his issues, but
no.
some of them. All right, so who wants to fix that and who wants to tell us about Crystal Cavern?
So the crystal chamber is kind of set up to be like the meeting space for your guild. Like both of them have kind of this raised platform, and the crystal is also the way that you claim the guild in the first place. So it's sort of like the central symbol of your connection to this place. And the crystal chamber in the Gilded Hollow is like a living painting. Like it
is gorgeous.
Ridiculous how beautiful it is. Particularly, you should back up there, back from the entrance. It's just so nicely framed. Our map artist Jesse, who you guys met previously, absolutely outdid himself on this map.
Can we pan up a little bit? And, well, there's that. It just keeps going. All right, so could we... Dara, are you able to switch guild halls? Could we do, if Link's thing is still acting up, could we... You don't have to do it right now.
No.
But could we go through Gilded Hollow first and then Lost Precipice second?
Yeah, we can, if you want.
Is that cool?
Yeah, do you want to take
Okay.
them on the tour of maybe some of the tunnels and
All
show
right.
them
Yeah,
some of the buildings?
So, Dara, you can roam free.
Oh, yes.
I have a list of things I want to see, but... All right, so are we close to the arena? I have not gotten good at navigating this.
So the arena is near the central waypoint. Actually, everything is really centered around our central waypoints. So you have your arena building, you have your workshop building, you have your tavern building, you have your war room building, and you have your market building, and your mine is way over here. And so they will all be nicely, evenly spaced away from that central waypoint that you guys are going to be using when you enter the hall. And so what we're going to do here...
It's still a good size. It's not enormously spread out, though.
This beautiful structure here, that is totally superior in every way to the other hall, is the arena building. It is not just a single layer building, it is a 2-layer building. So there is 2 stories to this delightful golden structure of glory.
Just turn off your mic pad back here. And
So we take the waypoint, or the portal up, I should say, and
Magic
we
elevator.
get to be brought up into the viewing area for the arena building. And our guild emblem will be displayed proudly upon all of these glorious flags in this glorious building.
That's not Lord Fire.
Spectacular.
Oh, I heart him, so it's my emblem is
Oh.
the heart.
That.
Yes.
All right. Oh, man. All right, so I do have to say, this is the one, if you're in here for GVG, this is going to be your friend.
I think the arena in the Gilded Hollow has just better sightlines for GVG. It's a cleaner layout. We'll take a look at the one in the Lost Precipice here in a little bit. But the layout of the Lost Precipice arena is more of a kind of Greco-Roman style Colosseum, which is cool, like very flavorful, but the sightlines are not quite as clear. So I think it's much more about like having that sort of fantasy experience of like combat and gladiatorial battling.
It looks good. All right, so you have that big flat open space that you can play around with. And yes, it is glorious. It's all very shiny.
It is. Oh yes, my inner squid rejoices.
I mean, I guess it's fine, whatever.
Another cool thing about the arena here is those markings on the floor of the the markings on the floor of the arena proper provide a nice kind of sense of perspective about how much of the space you're using. If you want to have more like a one-on-one duel and like restrict that to a smaller portion of the space, those rings are really helpful. It's not quite as clearly delineated in the Lost Precipice.
Hello.
Here we are.
It is super, super shiny.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have, you can go full screen and make your chat tiny so we don't obscure too much, because we want to see as much of this glorious guild hall as is humanly possible.
Not as glorious, mine's better.
Okay, yours is just shiny. There's just a lot of spray paint. All right, so...
It's called gilding.
I'm just...
So,
I got nothing. All right, so there is something that I haven't seen that I do have to admit is pretty cool about Gilded Hollow. And there are like some tunnels.
Yes.
That Dara could maybe show us.
Show
Dara's like, it's so beautiful.
Can't help it. So we do have a special little element inside of the Gilded Hollows that was put in by Jesty, who you guys have met on our stream before.
And
yes, I am gliding.
Hold on.
This is
What
gliding.
is this?
This is our pirate ship. Not just any pirate ship, but a pirate ship that has loot. Gold.
You can't plunder.
Well,
you cannot plunder
we can
this.
guard it, certainly. And
So-
you can go inside the ship if you so desire.
Yeah, I didn't actually know about this.
yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. There's
Sorry.
There's so many. No. There's just so many details.
If I can get up here. Jesse helped me get up earlier.
Oh, looks like that's just, oh well.
There we go.
Too bad. Let's look at something else. Oh.
What? Why would you want to do that? Dude, you want to ship this hall? Oh, yeah.
Dara. Can you do something with her after? Well, you've been trying, haven't
He's
you?
been shy. He's getting to the point where he just cries.
I endure. I forbear. I struggle and carry on. Yeah. No, Dara is amazing QA.
She is.
And she makes puns.
She's jumping into the wall again. She's testing it.
I didn't realize this was like a little mini jumping puzzle.
This is pretty cool.
And then you
This is
can
super
go
cool.
down into the hole.
But if you want to see what's in the hole...
That is an enormous shield.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
So this
that's
is one of those crafted
Yep.
shields
It's
that
It's an
you
ever
guys are going to be
shield.
able to make.
It's the guild hall.
Yep. So the
Weapons.
Gilded Hollow has the opportunity to drop certain materials, and it will go into a recipe that makes specific weapons to your guild for your guild. And if you have the Gilded Hollow, the Tenebris is going to be what you can get. And if you have Heights, if you have Last Precipice, you will be able to get the Shimmering set.
Yay.
Thank you.
The shimmering is way better.
Yeah, it
Clearly.
is.
I feel like I have to just represent like...
Darkness, man!
I think you mean gloom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how does it has a chance to drop the materials? How? Do you have
So
to
we're
kill
gonna
the
have
guild hall and hope for the best, or
we actually have in the workshop. You have the ability to upgrade the hall that you own to have nodes, harvesting nodes.
Okay.
And as you harvest from those nodes, there's the opportunity that you might get one of those things.
I believe
Really
it's
noted.
specifically the ore node. They're these funky resource synthesizers. They're not like normal nodes. They have a chance to drop different tiers of materials.
Yeah, normal nodes have never done that for me. I've never gotten cool stuff to make a weapon
High five.
other than the normal. All right, so that's our sunken pirate ship, and we were on our way to a tunnel. I'm very sorry.
Oh,
you're
yes.
in it.
Wait, we're already having tunnel vision right now.
You have to sit by her.
When does the hurting stop?
It only gets worse the closer we get to lodge. The madness.
7 days.
No, seriously, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Things are getting hot.
Go.
So yeah, in the tunnel area, the underground water passages lead into a lot of different rooms that you guys can claim for yourselves should you desire. I know a lot of people are very interested in having their own little spaces to live in. Also, because this water is shallow right here, you can actually decorate in the water. So if you want to have fun stories going on about maybe your downstairs got flooded.
That's what comes to your mind when you're like fun stories.
It's
and
like
the
a
flooded
never-ending
tunnel.
pool party. Or
That's
like, you
where
know,
my brain was going.
dude. Or like,
Wait, zoom out and go back into third-person view because everybody's gonna get seasick.
what? I'm sorry, guys.
There we go.
Bad.
Anyway, never-ending pool party in the depths of
Never-ending pool
awfulness.
La, la, la.
Yes.
This
So
guild hall has singing.
They both have singing, actually.
So yes, we do have a lot of
Well, they
nice
both have
underwater channels and tunnels that you can take to explore.
This aquifer. Yeah. It's a giant aquifer. Yeah, I mean, the water in the Gilded Hollow is pretty good, I guess.
It's whatever.
It's not like it's a
I-
giant river flowing through an amazing hidden canyon
Oh
on
man.
the borderland of the Maguma Waves.
But you know,
See, that- I
it's,
like the
this
Gilded
is
Hollow
for a guild
fine.
that needs to just go with the flow all the time.
mean the
And
last-
with that, let's look at the Lost Precipice.
All right, so the Lost Precipice. I want to say is the
Seriously.
very coolest, a coolest thing about the Lost Precipice. One of the coolest things about Lost
So
Precipice.
many cool things.
The moment you get here, right away, you can fly. Yes. Never not be flying the Lost Precipice.
Now we're talking.
And
Look
as
at how
you can
beautiful that
see,
is.
It's just immense. Just immense. There's so much of it to see. And a bunch of
Keep exploring.
balloons that Dara decorated it with.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't it you?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I did
That
the
was
Fountain
like-
Mountain.
The fucking mountain. Oh, yes, that's right.
You came like with that denial very quickly. I'm
Oh,
just
I
pointing out.
have better taste. I like my fountains over my balloons.
Can't you have both?
So a bunch of the
I'm already
things
planning
you'll
like
see
an
here
epic
are-
birthday party in the guild hall.
High five. Decorations that have been placed by some of us, like "Thou shalt not pass."
Okay, I
man.
know you did that.
Go through the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this
There's
is
just enough space.
troll your friends.
Oh, it's Colin.
Oh, hey,
Hi, Colin.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
What's up, Colin?
Oh, I thought you jumped.
All right, excuse me. Lost Precipice comes with Colin.
Never.
Oh no.
Boom.
Yeah.
Colin, you're cheating.
I love that this is a competition to you. I love my
Is
children
because
equally.
my guild is in a vote right now, and
Oh, no.
they're doing it wrong. Oh,
You know what's really fun? Not just flying, but soaring. Yeah. I'm like a rocketeer
Jetpacks!
flying up.
A foul wind blows in this place.
Blows up.
look at how cool.
Pretty cool way to go. Yeah, so there's all these jump pads around, which is a really cool thing that McKenna ended up putting in. She was concerned that during the expedition that people just wouldn't be able to... I sense Josh. This is the mark of Josh. He'll always be trolling Josh. Here's some of those resource synthesizers. She put in these updrafts to allow players to get around the different levels because the space is so crazy vertical that if you didn't have it, like there's no way you would be able to make it to all of the Maws in a given wave in time.
So I do have to say that those jump pads are the source of my favorite bug that we found and ironed out.
Oh, I know this bug.
Yes, were you in when we were testing Expedition? We were
No.
testing Claiming the Guild Hall the other day. Hit a jump pad, deployed my glider, and just shot into the stratosphere with no way to stop. That was your bug? Thanks, man.
Yep.
That made me so happy.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, there was nothing you could do. You went so high, you left the area and got kicked out.
Fair enough.
And it was absolutely hysterically funny.
So this is the arena here in the Guild Hollow, and as you can, in the Lost Precipice, as you can see, like, it has this really Roman thing going on, which is super cool. And the space down there, you can actually get ringed out of it for a short drop into the water below. In general, it's the same size as the one in the Lost Precipice, but it does have a few columns that occlude it a little bit. Again, oh hey.
So it's less straight line of sight, and you've got more you've got more stuff to play around with.
I think it has more of a kind of fantasy feel to it, right? Like the sense of kind of your patricians up top, like watching the Bloodsport games below. I think it's going to be really fun to play around in. But again, like the sightlines aren't quite as clear here, so I think if you're looking for like really, to get the best visibility on the Battle of the Gilded Hollow, has a much better arena. I'm really curious about something. You had mentioned to me, Ruby, that your favorite thing.
No, don't tell this story.
Oh, can I not?
No, fine.
So my favorite thing is that you mentioned that you were really excited because you had picked out.
Are you going there now?
I don't know where it is. I was going to ask you. So there's all of these crazy like dwellings built into the sides of the cliff, which, fun fact, are apparently called caveats. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
How's it spelled?
C-A-V-A-T-E. Oh. Yeah. We briefly considered, Seth was actually advocating that we call it like, the cavate, like Cavate Canyon or like Cavate Cliffs, something like that.
I like Lost Precipice.
Yeah, I like Lost Precipice too. That was ultimately his idea as well.
Can the balloons come in different colors?
Yeah, they do actually.
Okay. both guild halls have the same. You have the same decorations available. Yes.
Yes.
I was really hoping that was the right thing to ask. And you have both guild halls have the same functionality. You're not gaining or losing anything in what they do and what they offer.
So that's true in terms of like upgrades, right? So like for instance, both of the arenas offer you the ring out barrier upgrade that you can deploy so that you don't get knocked out of the arena. But that said, like the two do have a very different character. They're not. They feel very different to go and get.
Yeah.
The Gilded Hollow is deeper in the jungle than the Lost Precipice.
Deeper in the ground.
That's certainly true. There's just
it's well grounded.
I'm not sorry anymore.
The Gilded Hollow is again like an immense space, whereas the spaces in the Lost Precipice, aside from kind of the big open like canyon, are a lot tighter. But it almost has this kind of like David Bowie Labyrinth Escher-esque
Oh, that's right.
stairway maze thing going on, which I really love. So I have to say, like personally, right? I was really into the Gilded Hollow for a long time because that was the first map that we like put work into, and so we just spent a lot of time getting everything working in there. Whereas the Lost Precipice we came to second, and so I had really already developed a fondness for the Gilded Hollow, or by the time we were here in the Precipice. But the more I've been running around it, I have to say, like it's really fun, and there's just
there's that statue Dara was telling you about.
The cat god, yeah. Spoilers.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I couldn't see this.
I
like,
found it and got all excited.
Dara was like, "There's this cat god," and I'm like, "What? I've not seen this." And I've like run around.
I'm like, "There's totally a cat god
and we're all
in there."
like, "Okay, Dara, yeah, honey, only you can see that."
Yeah, right. And like, no, it's there, but like, it's subtle. Jesse, who put it in, noted that like not everyone is going to see it.
But now everyone has seen it.
There's another thing in there too, apparently.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do I know about this thing?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
That's fair.
Can you tell me later?
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, there's lots of little things to discover, secret stairways. Like at this point, I'm somewhat of a pro of navigating around like the crazy stairway maze that is the Lost Precipice. But
so the way I found those, I just kept going. I kept taking stairs until I couldn't find any more stairs to take, and
nice.
So, however, if you want to find it,
here's a brief stop off at the crystal chamber. And the crystal chamber seems to have grown, or the crystal has grown a bit.
A crystal's bigger.
That's a thing. Yeah, so wait, how do I get to the place that you're going to...
pan to the left...
Okay, so it's on the east side?
I just saw like a big rock face and thought maybe that was it. I don't know.
Do you know like where on the map it is?
So I started at the central waypoint.
Yep.
And then I just looked for stairs and started running upstairs. So whatever the closest stairs are to the central waypoint.
I mean, they're equidistant.
Then start going up. I probably would have gone
right.
I probably would have gone to my left.
Left. Okay. Yeah. Left.
But while he's looking for this, the thing that I was happy about, I don't know, is it funnier if you tell it?
No, please, by all means.
Okay. So I'm really excited about finding a little corner of the guild hall to make my own, especially because there are guild decorations. You can decorate your guild hall and just this is my little space. And there are so many little cubby holes that you can have in Lost Precipice that aren't flooded.
I mean, flooded tunnels are pretty cool. You know, I totally want to put a bed and a table down there, but...
Right?
You know...
Oh, they floated away again.
Oh, no. If you want to keep it... oh, no.
Okay, well, that...
There's...
At least we don't fall to our death all the time.
That's...
No, you're busy drowning.
True. Technically true. Okay, so, and then, like, crazy stairways.
Yeah, I like the stairway mazes.
Yeah, it's super fun. And there's like, so many hidden little places around here. It's really nuts.
You're not helping my cause by getting lost.
This is not... You weren't going to claim this, were you?
No, but look, there's another place. Wait, what is this?
This is where Sarah hangs out. So each of the guild halls has an explorer, right? They're the person who had like scouted this place out for the initiative, and you like talk to them in the office, and then mount an expedition with them. After you like take the hall, they actually like take up residence in your map, and they're here to kind of answer some questions for you.
All right.
They don't do a ton yet,
But as long as she's doing some stuff and is sort of useful.
Yeah,
All right.
well-
Can you turn around and show me that again?
yes.
All right. Yeah. Any of you that are my guildies watching this, that I'm dibs. That's awesome.
Don't take that space.
Why not?
This space reserved for future use.
I will be mad later, huh? Okay.
Yep.
But I really like it, and I can move my stuff later. Oh,
Crazy temple.
that's it.
That one? Oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Second one down. First to the left.
Here?
Down.
Or this one?
That one.
Okay.
That's the one I
Wait
picked
for
out
it.
before I saw that temple, but now if
Wait
it's a
for
bad
it.
idea.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Swoosh. Man, gliding is so much fun.
That was one of my strategies for one of Byron's adventures that I was testing the other day.
Oh, yeah?
That is my little cubby hole.
Right here?
Yep.
That's not a little cubby hole. You've got some pretty grandiose
You know,
digs.
in the, well, yes.
Room with a view.
In the grand scheme of the guild hall, it's pretty small.
I mean, that's true.
I
There's
didn't
a
want
lot
to be
of
greedy.
I mean,
The
there's
view is
smaller
amazing.
ones, but yes.
All right, so here is
You could have a downstairs neighbor.
my question. No, nobody can.
Oh, you get a 2-story house all to yourself.
It's not at all lonely. All right, so we've spent like a ton of time going in. This is the place where I want to live in my guild hall. But here's my thing. There's something that you put in the Lost Precipice that will rival the sunken pirate ship for your RP friends.
That is true.
Can we see it yet?
Tell you what, if you can cut away for a moment, Mark, while
I guess we can look at this thing.
Yeah, this is a cool space. One moment.
We're going to have some.
Oh, are you
cheating
gonna?
effects.
It's.
You told me I couldn't show my area.
No.
No?
I'm showing,
No,
I'm
no, no,
showing
no,
the
no,
market.
he's-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not
All
going
right.
to that place that we said.
No, yeah. What place? What place that we wouldn't
There is
show?
no place, so we couldn't possibly.
The first rule about Guild Club is.
We don't talk about Guild Club.
No, we always talk about Guild Club. The second rule is we don't talk about the secret place.
But someday. Let's stare at him and make him screw up these commands.
So
Yeah, right?
while he's doing that, I
Yeah.
can show off the portal area, which you guys actually
shiny.
got to see a little bit in our trailer. And the portal is where the guild gets to go together. At about level 10, you might take the opportunity to get this upgrade. And in the Guild Hollow, you will actually come to this area once you've made the upgrade, and you'll be able to interact with the portal device. And if your guild has several permissions, you can set it so only certain members can do this, but you can pick, like, say, your mission that you all want to do, and you can say, yo, guild, let's do this.
You
And
have to
hit
do it exactly like
open
that, too.
portal, and then you're like, oh, yeah, you, like, jump through. Just
Yeah,
like that as
seriously,
well.
have to do it exactly like that.
Yep.
Then you go through, and you're sent all to the same map.
There's a transformation sequence, and you all like shout out your colors. Something.
Yeah, it's like the whole like Power Rangers thing. It's like,
No, okay, not actually.
I was going to the Voltron place, but that
Okay,
works
wait,
too.
let me get to.
I'm a child of the 90s, I guess.
Yeah, 90s. Woo.
Oh, old people, woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh no, my waypoint was contested.
Oh, too bad.
But you know, I think I would go back to my fair and well guild.
Oh dear. Okay, so feel free to cut back to me now.
Are we there
Here
yet,
we
Link?
Here we are running, conspicuously keeping our camera away from the thing. And
Oh,
then
that's right.
Getting past the troll barrier.
Getting past the troll. Who did this?
Josh, almost certainly Josh. Okay,
Thanks,
so
Josh. We'll talk.
Yeah, so I have this this ex guild of mine, some friends that I used to hang out with when I had more time.
Do you not hang out with them anymore because they filled your guild hall with pillars?
No,
Okay.
no, they're
Well,
awesome.
we had these really long discussions about the different pillars of guilds.
Oh God. There's only 6 of them, Dara.
You have to sit by her.
Every day. Yeah, so
I'm going to sit by Dara.
when Jesse was putting together the market for the Lost Precipice, he ended up adding this thing that I was super thrilled about because my friends have an RP guild that their story involves them having commandeered an airship, or I'm not sure if they commandeered it, but have gained possession of an airship, and so
gained possession of it. It fell off the back of a truck.
Clearly, and so I thought it was super cool that Jesse actually added a full-size airship to the market when it's completed, so that you can go and do whatever you want with this space, hang out, host airship parties.
As you do.
Like you do. I mean, you know, at least like all the cool people do. All the cool people with the coolest guild hall.
Yeah.
Actually, I love them both. I really do.
Yeah, and you know, we're being mean and we're ganging up on poor Dara.
It's okay.
Dara.
I happen to know mine is better, and
you're very confident
Yeah.
in your minus betterness.
So I'm gonna spoil something for our friends, the players.
Probably me too.
Dara and McKenna and I made an informal bet about
that's right.
which guild hall would see the most occupation, right? Like which guild hall would people want the most? And so Dara has an agenda, though she does actually like Gilded Hollow better. She wants you to love it.
So here's my question. Is this how many guilds or how
Yeah.
many people?
How many guilds?
Guilds.
All right.
Yep. So just curious, you know.
I can't. I'm trying to think of a bribe I can offer people.
Yeah, I thought that most of us on the team actually are like Gilded Hall is where it's at for us. We really like the buildings. We have apple juice, not just apples, here in the Gilded Hollow.
Dara's like, I will cut you.
That's fair. I've got nothing, man. It was a late night.
I have skull, salt, and pepper shakers. That's about it.
For that moment when you feel salty.
It's pepper. Link is salty.
Let's try a thing. Evil be gone.
We sprinkling a salt around.
Maybe if I put a salt circle around Dara's chair, then
The puns will get even better.
they'll get saltier.
I like the puns. So
I think that's the appropriate response, though, right? Like you have to follow up the bad pun with like your own like
an
groan.
even worse one.
Whereas Dara just appreciates the pain, right? Like she's looking to harvest your groans. I assume she takes
Some
them home.
people are sustained by tears. I am sustained by groans.
All right. So here's the thing that I did not tell you guys that I was going to do, but this has been like the longest guild chat ever. And granted, there haven't been that many, but still. We have a side-by-side cam. You guys have 2 minutes to show us all the coolest things in your guild hall.
Oh God.
Ready?
I've been doing that
Set, go.
Coolest thing, race.
Make it look good.
Awesome god rays coming out of the ceiling.
You can't yell about it.
What?
I don't know. I just made that up just now.
Sweet.
Wow, you're like setting the rules as we play. Clearly,
It's a rule.
like
how it
balancing the playing field.
You're totally.
Awesome guild crystals.
Wait, what about the rules?
I make my rules.
You're a cheat. You've always been a cheat.
Oh.
So I want to get over to the west side. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Stop and wait for Link.
Go. And this is the really cool epic bridge that we've got. Looks really nice. But actually, I want it before I get it too far.
Actually,
Link,
look at
come
it.
on.
I'm sorry. It's a maze.
See how long it takes you to get around in there, guys?
It's true. The Lost Precipice, if you are not wise about using waypoints, takes you forever to get around. But
Hey, it's a central waypoint.
Oh, look at that.
Very easy for you guys
Actually.
to get anywhere you want inside of the Gilded Hollows.
it's not actually,
There's
except
your
for the mine.
arena.
It's not
Makes
that.
it sound like there's not much going on.
There's your
All right, here we go. This is
bookshop.
my favorite new place in the Lost Precipice. I personally love to just have a reflective moment out here on this weird little platform in space, and you can like.
What is that even for? It's like a Costco pallet.
You can read a book. It's for lifting stone out of the mine.
We got a kick-ass bar.
I'm sitting on a bent nail here in the middle
You're
of
really
the
not
air.
selling this.
And you can glide forever. I'm just
We
gonna
have a
leave
great
it, like,
bar. I'm sitting on a bent nail. Don't make me concede this, Lee.
The bar has epic water fountains.
That's true. That bar does have. I don't have.
People are totally going to get drunk and pee in that, so.
Yeah, that's pretty much
So
gonna
there.
happen.
Try and help you out here, Lee.
Thanks. Let me.
And we have a really sweet war room.
Oh my gosh, Mark says there's a chat poll. Do we have?
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Let the bent nail be stricken
And
from
our
the record.
war room has a really awesome gold
Yes,
table.
Lost Precipice is winning.
Okay, wait. Oh, awesome. Okay, here we go. We're gonna.
Oh.
We're gonna. If I didn't stink at this, yeah.
Yay.
I'm like.
Oh, keep going, keep going.
Oh yeah.
Keep going. This is so much longer than 2 minutes, and I don't care.
And pirate ships.
And
Pirate
waterfalls.
ship,
You have
just
some
the
pretty
one.
cool waterfalls, you know.
It's all
And
broken.
you should totally like celebrate.
And we got shrooms, guys. We
do.
got shrooms.
Wow.
Well, suddenly everything makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, actually, so I guess I should mention that the cool jump pads here are not bouncing mushrooms, which means you don't need the bouncing mushroom mastery to use them.
Oh.
They're gliding based. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know what? Lost Precipice has won, and I feel like that's a good note to end on.
Awesome.
Yay. Gilded Hollow, still amazing.
The Gilded Hollow
Beautiful, shiny.
is so amazing. The Gilded Hollow, I will say the Gilded Hollow is at some level easier to decorate. It has a lot more flat spaces.
Where's the challenge?
It's got a lot of nice big open spaces for the
Yeah.
larger decorations.
Most Lost Precipice guild halls do not have all of their flat spaces taken up by troll pillars. Just FYI, that's a special feature just in Link's Guild Hall.
Not included with purchase, troll pillars.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you think that look at Lost Precipice there. I mean, it's all the sand, it's gonna get all your stuff. I mean, Gilded Hollows, you're not
Look
gonna have
at
to do that.
so much mildew.
Do you see mildew? It's all so shiny and,
Well, because
and
it's
beautiful.
new.
Oh, by the way, you have a pretty cool waterfall, but man,
Link.
these
Oh, okay.
aren't bad either.
Oh,
Gosh,
look at that.
wow, those are pretty cool.
Oh, you know what, Link? There was one more thing. You mentioned a huge spire in the central area.
Oh, that's like the crystal. So this
Okay,
is
okay.
the central spire.
Do your buildings produce their own waterfalls? I don't think so.
They're leaking.
It's true that the liquid or the lost
get that
precipice,
looked
the liquid
into.
precipice, the liquid precipice does not have interior plumbing. Bring your own.
That's another danger for
However,
you guys.
it's not built atop a lake. It's built atop a moving river. So you know, it's something
algae.
something, fantasy something something.
Thank you, guys, for watching. Thank you for voting for Lost Precipice. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
It's always fun,
Can't wait
as
for you
usual.
guys to, for you guys and girls to
One
run
week.
around the Gilded Hollow and the Lost Precipice and let us know what you think.
1 week till hard.
Remember,
Thorns.
guys, Gilded is for the Gilded.
And Lost is for people who don't lose.
Or with the precipice of disaster.